jamming out. We're going live.
We're jamming.
I'm gonna tweet 'ems. I thought we'd be a little light today, but we've managed to pack the house all of a sudden.
I almost didn't show up.
Yeah, sorry, I've
noticed.
been packing for most of the day.
Oh god, no, the guy doing construction next door is loud.
Oh, we can't hear it.
I can't
Hear it right now.
I think I saw my thing lighting up.
Excuse me, sorry, I burped. Anyway. Hello, Internet. We're live. And we've passed the 30-second mark, so you can swear. Though, hold on, let me double check.
yeah.
I didn't get any notifications. I think YouTube's auto-filtering is letting up because I just straight up said fuck in like the first 10 seconds yesterday. Yesterday on Great Ace Attorney. No, we're still fully monetized.
So they've learned that that's stupid.
Yeah, apparently advertisers don't got their knickers in a twist over it.
Yeah, those.
Good.
But okay, let us go back to OBS so I can pivot to the scene. I remember the chat window this time. It's up. We've got the graphic. And hello and welcome to Fail Portrayal. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy tonight, and also I just speed ran my pack openings for next week. Anyway, welcome to Fail Portrayal Teller Night, aka Suteller Night. I am not entirely sure why we bothered with this structure, but yes, so the actual archetype is Teller Knight, because that's the only thing that's actually referenced by cards, but all of the cards are called some variation, like Suteller Knight or Dark Teller Knight or something. I think there's like one just Teller Knight card. Yeah, it's only for Ptolemaeus.
There's also Constellar Knight.
Is there, or is it just Suteller Knight, Consular Diamond?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sleepy.
There's some weird overlap. I've noticed, Alice.
Yeah,
But
no,
hi,
there's
Chan, how you
Dark
doing?
Teller Knight, there's
Yeah,
Suteller Knight.
Yeah, it's just Teller Knight, Consular Diamond.
Although, let's be honest, that's something they might break out in the future.
Yeah, they could very easily bridge the gap. The two decks are very similar, and lore-wise, they're directly connected. So to
Yeah.
explain, in Master Guide 5, basically, right about the time, what's his face? Yeah, Baja emerged. Sombre decided to let go of all her Constellar juice and gave up 12 stellar rings, or Teller ring. Yeah, it's Teller rings technically, which magically transformed into the Teller Knight, the Suteller Knights, or the Teller Knights, whatever. So yeah, she just like divided by osmosis and made some Suteller Knight guys.
It sounds like it it sounds like a music video, or like wait a minute.
And
I mean, if you
meanwhile,
look at a lot of their like spell and trap card art. Also, stop dying.
I didn't get to finish my sentence. They sound like that sounds like an old like 80s anime opening sequence or a music video.
I literally,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, I was agreeing with you. If you look at some of their spell trap art, it is very much like some. I could see the music video bit.
This is a bootleg ass anime archetype, and not
Very
in-
much so.
Not as like anime is in it's in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Anime is in it's anime.
Though I do believe, weren't these guys in the anime?
No, or at least I haven't. Or if they were there for an episode.
Yeah, I'm not
This might
sure.
have
So,
been a
because some of
generic
them, they started in Duelist Alliance, so these guys weren't introduced until the Arc V era anyway. But they were obviously an Xyz archetype. Also, I forgot because we started talking about stuff, but I do want to shout out Lots Joke in chat. Tell her I don't even
Which
know her.
one? Oh, yeah.
No, in the stream chat. But yeah, we're gonna go through Teller Knights, at least in the order they are. All of them are directly named after stars. Okay, it's not always. It's usually the brightest star in one of the major Ptolemaic constellations, as in the ones established by Ptolemy. That's not entirely true. There are a couple.
They branch out as
Zafraxiton represents the Musca constellation, which is the Fly. That was not a Ptolemaic constellation.
But
also Zafraxiton is not normal because he's another guy.
So as far as I can tell, Satellar Knights have never been in the anime.
Okay.
Constellars were used by
right,
Dipper Orion.
That's right. You're summoning back deep, dark, repressed memories from the Constellar episode.
But none of them. I don't believe.
Which is a shame because I don't remember if Tellar Knight ever did any tops or anything. But
it did.
Okay, yeah, because I thought they did. Because altogether, if I'm remembering them correctly,
to be fair, Constellar also did for a very, very brief time.
The Tellar Knights do actually have a fairly put together game plan. Like they're a fairly modern archetype. They have through lines and stuff, and also they're as somebody said in chat, they're a light rank 4 deck. So
no, Satellar Knights were always knocking around. Yeah, Satellar Knights were always knocking around. Basically until Master Rule 4 came out.
Yeah, that I can see that hurting some decks. And interestingly enough, they Satellars never got any legacy support.
Fun fact: there was a Satellar Knights deck with Uriah that put in a top spot at a YCS, which is hilarious.
I'm suitably impressed. I made my impressed face.
Because I believe they have a continuous trap card.
Yeah, they have at least one.
That was made.
They also have an Omni Negate, though it's kind of a weird one because it lets you draw a card when you negate, but you have to send it to graveyard from your field. So
true, but if you know Satellar Knights, you would mostly know them for their extra deck.
Yes, one of whom is still banned
for very, very good reason.
But we'll get in there. He's actually kind of late in this cycle, funnily enough.
But the one you've probably heard of, more likely, because this is popular in a shit ton of different decks, is Mr. Deltaros.
I thought you were about to say
and
Mr.
Deltaros
Boy.
will be very early, because that was in the first blob of support. But I will start pulling up our first card. While I'm doing that, I do want to remind everybody, just in case you are one of those animals who doesn't listen to What's Up or Let's Talk or something. I discussed our next special episode of Fail Portrayal. I want to shout out. Basically, I was reminded how fun the Magic episode we did was because somebody commented on it recently, and I went back and rewatched the whole thing, and we had a lot of fun. So I mad science that I am currently developing Fail Portrayal Warhammer 40k. In two parts. Part 1 will be just because 40k has a lot of history. We need to establish what the aesthetics are, and there's a lot of factions. So I'm currently about a dozen slides into my PowerPoint. We're in the middle of Imperial Guard right now.
The
there is
Guardsmen.
so much of everything in that.
So it's going to be an interesting time. I am even including speaker notes in my PowerPoint and everything. But if you want to see that project, that is at either 3,200 subs, or if we get to 75 patrons on Patreon, either works. So if you're a Fail Portrayal fan who's not a patron, consider just dropping us $1 and getting that number up, or
Do you think
continue
we can
to.
drag Lucky into it?
We can try, but I'm gonna warn you, Lucky's gonna. With this crew, Lucky is gonna yell at you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he already yells at me all the time.
If
I'm
you're
used to
doing
it.
a PowerPoint on the factions, I humbly request to handle the org portion.
I mean, we could compare notes. I'm not there yet, but we'll see. That'll take me a while. I'm trying.
Are you
gonna
gonna cover
do
Imperial
diligence.
Knights and stuff or nah?
That is technically an Imperial sub-faction, so yes, I do think they are. There's
Are
technically
you also
going
gonna bring up the fact that there's also literally just the chaos is literally just all of the Imperium but dark, but chaos?
Probably.
Yeah.
I will probably, because I can tell you my structure. My structure is it's gonna be divided into 3 subparts, which is Imperium, because goddamn, there's a lot of those guys.
Yes,
Considering they're
there
all one
is.
government, there's a lot of those motherfuckers. Though, Space
Yeah.
Marines don't always get along with everybody else. Same with all the other bits. But then I'm going to do Chaos, then Xenos, because there's a lot of those too, but we can break that up. And I have to talk about Chaos just so I can show people images of Chaos Daemons.
Oh, I'm sure that those.
Where I'm sure the Chaos Daemons through the year will be a lot of part 2 of this will be much more like the Magic, where I'm just going to pull up images either from codexes or of miniatures over the years that are just like,
I mean,
what is
Necrons
this?
are fun. Necrons
What
are gonna be
is
fun.
this? But yeah,
I
that's
don't-
just
I'm really
our next Golio here. But let's see, did I correctly grab the art? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah,
Yes.
this is our first boy. And I had to do some backtracking for Satellar
I
Knight
think-
Alsam.
I think I can guess. He does burn damage, right?
I don't know if Alsam's the one that does the burn damage. You may be thinking of Denham.
Look at this tiny boy.
Deneb is
Deneb
the
was a
one
searcher.
that search. This one is definitely the burner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I
of
only
these
know
guys
that
enough
one
times.
because Deneb is the important one.
I don't remember most. Of them
I
by
mean, I'm
name,
pretty
but I'll-
sure
He
Vesper
mostly
has
has.
killed me in non-prog games with an Alsam loop. Well, not really a loop, but just doing it turn after turn. Anyway, this is Satellar Knight Alsam. They are named after the star Alsam, aka Alpha Sagittae, so from Sagittarius. So you can see that in the
Spoiler,
background
that's
here.
why he has the bow.
There's a bow. You
Th-
can see
th-
the constellation in the background.
These men's don't do settles.
No.
He's got kind of weird bow.
Some of these
there's
for
that.
cowards.
Also,
I
there's
don't-
a.
Yes, my favorite Garth Marenghi's Dark Place quote. I know lots of writers who use subtlety, and they're all cowards.
I
that's where
don't
it's
think he
from.
was ever played in anything.
I'm
I think
sure
I played
that
him as a name, but that was it. I played him as
Yeah,
Solano.
I mean, I think some decks play him as a body because it's funny, but
Well,
no.
So the traditional Satellar Knight strategy, I should probably explain this, is you actually run about 11 monsters at most, and then just a fuck ton of control traps.
Makes sense.
Like double vanities, double.
Yes, no, I that is in the
Solemn,
suggestion on the
triple
Wikipedia
fiendish.
that it very heavily relies on being careful about those things.
Did I win with
Yeah.
Satellar Knights? I forget because I remember
No.
I think I used him as a rank
You
4
did
kit
not.
all the time.
I mean, you may or may not have won a game, but no, you did not win the week for sure.
I ran them I think I ran them like 3 different times.
He won. I think Cleese got to semis a few times.
But
Well,
yeah,
remember, you were trying to run Satellar Knight in peak Pendulum era, and you just kept getting the
I
Pendulum.
got being out tempoed, yeah.
X's refusal to understand pendulums.
I just never had again. I just don't like metal foes.
Well, the way
There were like 9 other pendulum decks,
Here's the
buddy.
thing: the way that Satellar Knight survived in the Pendulum era in competitive scenes, and they
was
did-
tell-
Diamond stuff.
Hard control
No,
telling pen
it's
players to fuck
control-
off.
Yeah, it's just.
Hey,
Venus
buddy, can
chain.
you pendulum summon through Vanity's emptiness? I don't think so.
Hey, you pendulum summon? Let's go bottomless.
That's another
you
big
dick.
one, yeah. Which we did not let X do, and by we I mean me, because it wasn't just pendulum summoning, but everybody keeps bottomless in me. But anyway, we can see here with Alsam, what you will know from the through line of these guys. They have a ring. You can see the ring. It's right here. They've got a space ring, and they've got the constellation behind them. I think they've got a lot of different vague color themes. And I will say, I do think compared to the Constellars, they have a little bit more of a
Cohesive design.
yeah. Because
So I'm gonna say
the Constellars were all over the place in terms of like what types they were.
Yeah.
These guys are all warriors, I believe.
So the Satellar Knights have always reminded me of exactly one thing.
What is it,
And,
Dallas?
it is an old retro anime. or at least I think it would be considered retro.
I think
Is
they
it
might.
Saint Seiya?
Yeah, it's Saint Seiya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it has a lot of
Hey,
models.
so guess what? I was literally
Lars don't.
pulling up some art from that.
Yeah, no.
To show
It is
people.
very your Saint Seiya because also there's like 7 to 9 other Saint Seiya series that exist nowadays.
There's a few, but the original is definitely retro. Here's some art of some Saint Seiyamans.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's just the shiny
Fucking-
golden armor.
it makes me think of like
Well, I-
modern
I
Saint Seiya,
get-
but yeah.
Because didn't it have? I can't think right now. I'm
Fucking Shunda wearing the Andromeda armor.
But
God.
they're they are called. The subtitle is Knights of the Zodiac, so they are also space themed.
yeah. I was gonna say space, but also zodiac themed. Thank you for.
Constellations, you know.
But
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
so I don't think there's a lot to, since Allsum is our first one. We haven't really established a lot. I don't think there's a lot to say. It's
Yeah.
an arrow lad.
Yeah.
He has a ring.
His effect's not actually normal for the rest of the cards anyway.
No, this is the funny haha burn one, which is it's very interesting that they weren't ever in the anime
I
because
forget, but he also has like a decent defense score.
well, I guess defense, yeah. I thought you were gonna say he has another effect. No. So Satellar Knight Alsam, or in Japanese, Satellar Knight Sham. Different spelling I
Sham.
think of there. Is a level 4 light warrior, 1400 attack, 1800 defense. Not really relevant, I think, in the peak pendulum days where your opponent can just go scales. I summon 5 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. You now die.
I mean, to be fair, this was in the pre-pendulum era for a little bit of it. But it was-
Well, not literally, because they're all Duelist Alliance, but you are correct. We talked about this.
Yeah, it
Pendulum
was-
didn't really take off right
Yeah.
away.
like, once pendulum got in full kick, they definitely died down a little bit. But in the Arc V era, they actually were pretty dominant for 2015.
But Alsam's effect is very simple. If this card is summoned, you can inflict 1k damage to your opponent. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, hey, it's 2014. Konami understands that FTKs are real. Kind of. They will proceed to forget this lesson when designing certain Link monsters.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't talk about those
Because
Link
they don't
monsters.
expect people to take 30 minutes for a turn.
They really should, though.
I don't know why they don't.
Because
And
I feel
especially
like-
considering I have heard, like, a lot of people have described Vrains as kind of a very average series. Like, it's got some shortcomings, but some positives. But from what
It's
I
got some
understand,
pacing.
it's very much more technical. Like, it focuses a lot on the actual dueling, down to people taking their long-ass Link turns.
No,
So,
yeah.
The Sadapple guy's trying to do like the full loop. He's trying to
Yeah.
do the full U.
Yeah, and talking
So-
about the animation, it's just like at least the first season of it was just like 30 seconds for every Link summon. They had to show them going smashing through the Link.
Oh god.
markers.
I
We
mean,
built
to be
this
fair-
asset, god damn it, we're gonna use it.
To be fair, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten more realistic in terms of the anime dueling style
Yeah, because most people are playing solos.
from Zexal onward. Like,
I mean, that's not to
Zexal,
say
if
that's
you
not to
look
say
at
that
it-
Zexal is not full of anime bullshit, but a lot of the
Well, it has the
fundamentals are
gates
more
and
basic.
stuff.
it's usually like 4 turns a duel, which is realistic to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Somewhat.
Yeah, usually it's like set up and then kill.
I mean, for pacing, sure, but anyway,
Yeah.
we're Dallas. I want you to think about those things you said about usual for Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I want you to remember that tomorrow night.
What?
Uh-oh.
What are we doing tomorrow night?
You're playing a stall deck?
We're playing Prague, and it doesn't matter if somebody's playing a stall deck. One game will take 40 minutes, and it will still
mean,
be
that-
turn 2 somehow.
I don't know how.
But no, like we have some long ass games,
I blame the communists.
I'm blaming the
as you should.
comboists.
Anyway, I'm going to the
Comboists.
combos. I'm gonna move on because I don't think there's a lot to say about Alsham. He's part of
Yeah.
their initial wave. The visuals isn't really crazy, but he just does stuff.
Small boy with bow.
Small
That's
cheer
it.
of a boy.
Our next
essentially.
man is coming for you.
Uh-oh. Does he have the grab?
Oh yeah,
hands?
I did forget to mention they have a
Altair.
weird, the Teller Knights have a really weird theme of vaguely like They have vaguely Middle Eastern spellings for their names. It's very odd.
This guy
Not really,
legitimately
Dallas.
looks like
You forget the Arabic scholars named a shitload of stars.
Well, no, I mean, because that's not what I'm. Sorry, I shouldn't mean it's weird. I just mean it's not the case in the original Japanese. It's the localizing.
It depends on them. It depends on which star it is. This is Satellar Knight Altair or Altair.
I've never noticed.
That is literally what is in Japanese as well. Satellar Knight Aruteiru. Go ahead, X.
I'm so used to his like smaller card art where I thought he had like a rapier or something and not had like open hands in space.
Yeah, no. He's just gonna get you.
Yeah.
This just looks way more weird than I thought it was. I thought it was way more elegant. I guess.
Grab your hands. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
these guys aren't technologically spacesuited because they all have exposed eyes.
Right
well,
now.
This
Magic,
Saint
yeah.
Seiya looking motherfucker.
Correct.
Also, you do remember he has a hidden blade in there. That's what he's going for.
Yeah. Because he's Altair.
Yeah, this one actually, this is
actually
starting
got
to
wings.
show some, like, actual visual elements that we can talk about.
I actually
'cause-
really like this one.
Yeah,
I like the armor,
There's a
actually.
nice red background. The armor's a little more detailed and more distinct. He's got a little, sigil on his chest. Obviously, he's got his big ring, but he's got, wings. Even if it's kind of weird, his grabby hands thing, like, is definitely doing a thing.
I don't get. It feels like it makes more sense if he was holding a weapon or something.
No, he's doing the Eagle Claw attack because Altair is Alpha Aquile, the eagle,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
which is also
Oh,
why
it
he
is
has
claw
wings.
hands. It is the claw hands. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing
also the
claw hands.
also the bird helmet.
Yes, his helmet's also very bird-like, yeah. So, yeah, this one's good. I like the kind of reddish background.
I
Crystal
can
feather
hear the
wings.
Assassin's Creed fucking diving noise. Looking at this picture,
He's dive kicking someone in space.
the eagle cry.
Yeah.
Also, his wings are actually like avian.
With a conveniently placed burial of hay.
Underneath
Or-
all this. Yeah.
Or palm fronds, which, spoiler, is way less comfortable than
Is
hay.
it weird for me? But like the
Gravity
tips of his
hands.
shoe, like his boot tips are like beak-like.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going for. He's got a lot of sharp edges, clear lines. It's good. It's a good design. I
And
also
he
like
also
that, like,
got a look-
his orb and his backdrop are red, but his primary body colors are, like, blue and gold. Like, he's got a lot of extra blue
Yeah.
glowy lines.
Yeah.
It's
I
a good
appreciate
contrast.
the weird looking layered portion of his chest piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looked kind of neat.
This is one of those
Yeah,
cases we
thin.
talk like. We often make fun of Yu-Gi-Oh cards for having too much detail. This isn't too much. This is a good level of detail.
Yeah,
There's
this
a
is
lot of-
exactly enough.
This is a lot
It's
of
also
little touches.
also like cosplay friendly, weirdly enough.
I think
like,
the only like minor thing I want to point out is I am looking at his hand. I did notice he doesn't have any fingernails drawn on, but that's like relatively minor, especially considering
That's just
under normal
yeah.
circumstances you're never gonna notice that because you're not supposed to see this guy this close.
You also wouldn't notice
Yeah.
he has like thumb guards.
Yeah, but the thumb guards are cool.
yeah, no, to use a quote for MMO speak, this armor is very moggable. It's very nice.
That's
Just
that's a good way to
transmog
say
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But all right, let's move on to his effect.
not ridiculous.
You also notice with his stat line, you also notice a recurring thing of Teller Knights.
Also, he's good.
Yeah, he's
so
well,
he
he's actually a
is.
3
They're all level 4 lights, I believe, in the main deck. So
Yes.
we'll skip that
Yeah.
step from now on. Warriors also. So hey, you can run Rhoda in this deck.
You do.
And I think could you still run 2 Rhoda at this time period? When did they limit Rhoda to 1?
In
Don't-
2015,
Okay, yeah. So when this deck first came out, because it was mid 2014,
yeah.
you could still
You could.
run multiple Rhodas.
But then there were like 5 warrior decks in the format, and they went, okay, this is getting silly.
Every motherfucker can run Rhoda.
Yeah.
Most people still do anyway.
Well, they run it at 1. I
I-
mean, it's telling.
I
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I imagine Isolde had something to do with that.
Yeah,
no,
probably.
No, it was way before that.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
probably
no,
with
it
keeping it
was-
at 1.
No, it was just it was the fact that in standard at the time, there were like 5 decks running Rhoda. Like, almost every standard deck was running Rhoda, so they're just like, okay.
Well, and I
This is
think
getting
just as
silly.
we've said, it's continued on because obviously you've got Isolde lines and just Dark Warrior decks.
Yeah.
Strikers would love to have more.
Phantom Knights.
Phantom Knights, yeah.
Really, yeah. Also, Warrior Synchro decks.
So yeah, it's interesting because contrast that with Tanky, right, which has been limited or semi-limited before, but often comes back to 3 eventually, because Beast Warrior decks kind of like roll in and out of being cool. But all right, Altair's effect. Well, he's got 1700 attack, 1300 defense, we should say. But Altair's effect. If this card is summoned, once again, no differentiating normal or specials. You can target one Teller Knight monster in your graveyard, except Altair. Special summon it in defense position. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn, except Teller Knight monsters. You can only use this effective Teller Knight Altair once per turn. And what I'm pretty sure they're going for here, obviously you extend and you get to activate your summon effect because that monster is special summoned. But I think the tribal restriction is to not encourage you to just make generic Xyz, which is good.
It's not going to Utopia.
Actually, no. It also applies to your Xyz because there's a Teller Knight, so it doesn't matter.
Well, no. I mean, that's why I said generic Xyz, Axe.
No, because
no,
Teller
yes,
Knights do not count as Teller Knights.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, yes,
okay.
they do.
I'm used to where
It's-
you like
it's-
some of
it's
the Xyz
other
you can't
way
attack with
around.
it.
It's
well,
Teller
then you're
Knights
doing
don't
you're making the wrong Xyz. Except Teller Knight monsters, with Altair. So yes, that's perfectly legit. You can make a 2-mat Xyz that's your archetype Xyz with them, because hey, that guy, he's Satellar Knight Deltaros. He has the exact same name as the rest of these guys. He counts.
The weirdest thing is like you actually they didn't have a 2-mat for a long time. Boy.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. The idea is, as Loth said, you can't just make Utopia and then make Utopia the Lightning, because you cannot attack with those guys.
Also, there's also a thing to say of he's usually the card you summon the second or third time you're there.
Well, yeah, like, especially because their default guy is 3 mats. He is not your first summon, probably. But if you can... And you need graveyard setup anyway, so it's useless on turn 1. So you probably want some extra setup first. Though, one of your guys... I don't remember which one, and we don't need to figure it out now.
One of them
because
does Foolish.
Yeah, one of them is foolish on a stick, so... We don't need to figure out which one it is, because we'll get there eventually, guess what?
Yeah, we will.
Okay. But now, this one. Gallery. Because Konami knows what you need. Which is, you need a
Kick in the
search.
head.
We'll be able to tell how playable it is by how much I remember it.
Well, you remember Deneb,
it's
because we were
not.
talking about it earlier.
Oh yeah,
Well, wait.
this boy is important.
Oh, right. That's from a later set.
Yeah, we're on
Oh
Deneb.
wow, I actually
No, Deneb is very good.
I never
Deneb.
noticed that they're fucking like basically a sword dancer.
Yeah, they're doing
Yeah.
kind of a ballet pose.
They're very much the dancer of the Boreal Valley.
Oh, that's
Well, I
Somebody
mean,
has to go with
actually, I know what they're doing. They're Swan Laking
Swan Lake.
because
Yeah, Swan Lake.
yeah.
Deneb is Alpha Cygni, the Swan.
yeah, that sort of reminds me about the sword you wield as Fierce Stevie Link in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, the twins.
Yeah,
the
so
twin
there's
swords.
quite a lot of things going on here, but I think I like them. I'm pretty sure that means that Deneb is female because they are doing a like prima ballerina pose. But
I honestly I can't tell because I feel like their body is all just
No, because that
like
could also
marble
be
white.
that could also be the male pose from Swan Lake. So,
it also
It's
can't
so
just literally be
generic.
it can't just be a femboy.
well, no, it's not. It wouldn't. That's not
just
what a
feminine.
femboy. It'd be a what do you call it? Androgynous.
Androgynous,
person.
yeah.
Yeah. Like
so the Wikipedia has like a huge ass conspiracy board theory
oh, Jesus Christ.
about
Oh,
how
boy.
Satellar Knight Deneb represents the Greek goddess Iris because rainbows. And the messenger
I
of
don't see
gods
that.
and the Caduceus,
I'm
and I'm just
not
like,
gonna go that far.
there's like a lot going on, and the blah blah blah, and the swan, and the whatever. And
don't get-
Deneb is the bridge that allows Vega and Altair to meet. Calm down, guys.
Yeah, like
You're
'cause,
trying
like,
way
look,
too hard.
Like this is what came to my mind, honestly. Is this one?
Yeah, which
I can kind of see that.
I mean, it's not quite the same because it's got the different
Well, no, it's-
posing.
Yeah, but like this doesn't really look like a.
But the
I don't
artist-
know.
I feel like the artist was looking at it was for, like referencing a ballet pose when they did this.
Well,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, no,
This was
definitely
done with
about-
reference art. You can tell because like the hands are in very exact dimensions. Similar to Altair, Deneb has, the bird-like wings and other details, because it's a swan constellation. You can see the constellation back there.
It's got like swan wings as like the handguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And got a Caduceus-style sword.
Oh, is Deneb on the woman list? Oh, wait, did they get rid of that?
Somebody did. I don't remember.
I'm sad. That was such an embarrassing thing. Oh, no, wait, hold on.
I think
List of female cards, I found it!
Yeah, I think the
I was
Yu-Gi-Oh!
gonna say,
Wiki
you
kept
could
it.
probably find it through an archival site if you really wanted.
I
No,
believe
it's still there.
Wikipedia cleaned theirs, but the Wikia Wiki did not.
Yeah,
'Cause they don't-
Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom Wiki did not.
Yeah, because Fandom Wiki doesn't give a shit about MBT.
Fandom Wiki doesn't give a shit about anything.
Correct. Not even their own infrastructure. Are they still jittering? I don't know. Anyway, Deneb, also good. Good card art. Deneb's stat line is 15 1K. If this card is summoned, you can add a Teller Knight monster from your deck to your hand, except Deneb. You can only use this once per turn. So, yeah.
Should I
Deneb
bring
searches.
this up now about the thing about their stat line? Ow. Or like for like all the Satellar Knights?
Well, yeah, if
honestly?
there's a theme, you should mention it.
So all of them, none of them have high stats. Like all of them are like, I think almost one of them only breaches like 1800, and that's the highest one.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to leave them on the field to get their ass kicked. They're in Xyz deck. I gotta be honest. I suspect they don't have great stats because the game probably did not want you to just, especially because they would know pendulum summoning would be existing. The game doesn't want you. This is not supposed to be a spam deck. You are not supposed to just summon a bunch of Satellar Knights and attack in. You are supposed to summon a bunch of Satellar Knights and then overlay them into something that wins. And Konami is not above enforcing different stat lines. And I would say, and I'll see if the rest of the panelists agree, I would say that Arc 5 is about when Konami started making... Like, it happened a little in Zexal, but I think Arc 5 is when Konami really went, stars are meaningless. They're just part of the math for Xyz and synchros and shit. We don't need to...
They're just a suggestion.
We don't need to have them confined to, like, actual stat lines where, like...
I think it really started in Zexal because, like,
it started a little, for sure.
You'll get Zubaba Warrior, for an example, who's like a 1700 beater, versus like the 4-star, who's a 3-star, and then the 4-star is of the deck is like a 1400 magician guy. It's like it really stopped mattering around the
But
Xyz
yeah,
era,
I feel like Satellar Knights are definitely like they're level 4 because we want to do level 4 or rank 4 Xyz plays, and be compatible with some Constellars. I think
It makes
is
me
what
think of
we're
an
going for.
Exorcist who has like they have like no stats, but that's because they're rank 4 deck. So.
Yeah. Exorcister is also very similar. You summon Exorcisters to proc their effects and to overlay. You do not leave Exorcisters on the board.
And you always want to make sure you do it in the right order for some reason.
Yeah, I believe they have particular triggers is the thing, because you need.
They all call specific names.
Yeah, they have name order. Exorcister, weird deck. I like what they're going for, but it's a little finicky. Anyway, Deneb is a great card because it tutors on summon.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
Deneb
Play
is
3
another
of them
one
as
of
well.
the 3 of.
Yeah.
There is going to be at least ones you play as a 1 of, a 3 of, and then not at all. Like most archetypes.
Yeah, no, no, there's no 1-ofs. The deck is literally like 2 or 3 ofs, and then nothing else.
I guess my version was where I was playing them as like a spam deck, but as a rank 4 deck, but it's different.
Well, I understand. I'm just saying what the common variant was.
Fair. Like I will say, the first card we showed, like, I think I played it as a 1 just to have a different name, so I didn't actually only have like 10 monsters in my main deck. But
And spoiler, most of the good ones were released in the initial wave.
yes, actually.
Yeah, funnily enough, and addition, like we said, I mentioned this earlier, they don't really get legacy support. Konami has never gone back to Tellers.
That's not true. They get extra deck monster legacy support, like they got Dark Teller 9.
Dallas? That was still
Yeah.
2016. Like, technically,
Yeah.
that is a little bit late, because I think the previous, like, Ptolemaeus and the 2 Zephyrs were, like, mid-2015.
No, they were early 2015.
Okay, early 2015. So, like, yeah, there's a little bit, but, like, in general, Konami has not touched these guys in, like, 6 years.
Oh, no. After
Battlemus.
Battlemus, no, not really.
And some of that, I think, has to do with the fact that, like we said, these guys
They're
were
rid of
actually good, and
archetype.
some of them hit the FL list. But it may just be that they wanted to focus on archetypes that were bad first. Anyway, this is... hold on, I want to make sure I'm looking at this name as I say it. Unukalhai.
I remember this. Also, people most might remember him from all the Shadal art. Where
Well,
he gets
yeah,
utterly
fun
destroyed.
fact, this is Squamata.
This poor boy.
In
This poor guy.
in the Sinister
Oh,
Shadow
right,
Games
the helmet.
art, basically, Unukalai's like physical body gets slurped up, and then their armor ring becomes Squamata.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what happened to him. Okay.
because it was turned to
Yeah.
save Curriculon.
Anyway, if you're wondering why this one is a Snake Boy, that's because Unukalai is the brightest star. It's Alpha Serpentis. Or Serpentis, the snake.
I really get the vibe of basically the whole Sentai squad that are the Teller Knights. He's like a loner type that got him
Spoiler,
killed.
he's another good one.
Yeah, I mean, I will also, it's got the
fun too.
purple. I mean, I want to say, there's definitely a lot of sass here. Like we've got a very JoJo-esque sassy pose
This
here.
is a JoJo pose.
Like
This is just a JoJo pose.
hand on head, over the shoulder, slight bedroom eyes.
Left hand splayed out.
Yeah, our other hand is doing something completely nonsensical.
Hips bent.
Yeah, it's surprising that this wasn't a Yu-Gi-Oh anime archetype because it feels like it would be used by one of the 7 bearing emperors.
Yeah, but
Could see that, yeah.
But rank 4 was the protagonist, so they couldn't really step on his toes. I think.
I know they
they
could
kinda
still
did.
done that
Okay.
because Battling Boss was rank 4s.
True.
But yeah, there are vibes to this.
But no,
I think this is the first one we've seen of a Satellar Knight with a shadow like in their image, which is like literal foreshadowing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
no,
think
yeah.
partially is that he's also meant to be the edgy.
he's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
So Unukul High, Unukul Low, is 1800
Huh.
1K. If this card is summoned, send a Teller Knight from your deck to your graveyard. That's right. This is a foolish on a stick.
You run at least two.
Except
you run at least two of them.
Unukalai. I mean, you run 3 in constructed because it's
Yeah.
Foolish Burial, which I believe was limited at this time.
No, you usually only run 2 of him, just because there's not that much beneficial targeting of it.
There's only like 3 ones you want to put in grave anyway.
But funnily
yeah.
enough, this one's common, which is funny because Satellar Knights are all over the place in terms of rarity.
He also has like one of the best stat lines just to summon. Honestly.
But yeah.
Yes, we mentioned that earlier. Someone in chat said, yes, this is Shadal Squamata. We will see this later because I think Shadal's would be next. I have to double check Master Guide.
I
No,
know,
please.
yeah.
Please would be next.
Nope. Dallas.
No, Cleese is with.
Shadal's
Technically, Shadal's exist before Satellar Knights do.
Yeah.
You do Shadal's
Okay,
next, I
so
guess.
we're doing Shadal's before Cleese?
Yeah,
because
probably.
Shadal's caused
Yeah.
the Cleese
Okay.
to awaken.
Oh yeah, and these guys.
Like technically,
awaken-
some Clees get eat by Shadals, but like it's still there's a lot of order all over the place.
Yeah.
I talked with you guys if we wanted to do Shadal before Satellar Knight, but people still wanted to do Teller.
Yeah.
And it does like work because, like I said, there's a lot of overlap here in the ones
Yeah,
there.
there's overlap, and I know these guys released the next terror that happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! This guide.
And I mean, I will say a lot of the Teller stuff.
By accident, yeah.
Well, a lot of the Master Guide 5 stuff, like it very much overlaps. I think we were talking about like when Yang Zings happened, and Dallas was very surprised that technically they're like one of the first archetypes to emerge. They just start
it
showing
says
up.
Technically, yeah, they don't really do anything for a little
No, they get born, but it doesn't actually matter because they don't do anything until
They don't do
Shadals
anything till the
start doing
Cleese.
stuff.
No, they don't do anything till the Cleese start.
No, they're fighting the Shadals. Dallas, do you need to reread the translation
I
of Master
really
Guide
do.
5?
Yeah,
I think you do.
Yangzines fought against the Shadals, then the Teller Knights came down and was like, hey, we'll help you.
Yeah, they kind of spontaneously emerge from Sombra, as we discussed earlier. But we're going to move on to our
His
next
turkey
one.
on head fucked off into space.
He was
But
busy
Jericho
looking
was
for stuff.
doing- Yeah.
All right, this is Vega.
Yeah. Spoiler: this is the last good main deck Stellar Knight card.
This one,
So,
I think
go
it
for
was actually a lady.
yes, definitely.
Yes,
Those
no,
hips.
this one has the
It's a man with tits, clearly.
Curved chest, wide hips,
yeah,
Yeah.
long dress.
Yeah.
This-
That's,
Harp strings on the helmet.
fucking looks like Zamwazel.
That's a deep cut, Dallas. Yo, our prequel me's up in here. That's okay. I played Bounty Hunter. Zam's a great character.
No, yes.
Anyway, hold on, I'm
you know,
scrolling. Yes, and the reason you bring up harp strings, yes, that's because Vega is the brightest star in Lyre, the lyre, the harp. It's also why we're very harp-shaped. This one's kind of the reverse of Altair, which makes sense because we talked about the shepherd and the cowherd legend,
right.
where we've got a blue background but red highlights. She's also kind of doing a reachy hand thing like Altair.
Yeah, they both have grabby hands.
She looks like she's more reaching out, where Altair was more trying to grab you.
I mean, she's
Also-
got 2 fingers forward. I think she's gonna poke your eyes out.
I think she's
Yeah.
also spinning her wheel.
Yeah, she does
She's
look like
like-
she's hula hooping a little bit. She's got
It's like-
actually gripping her ring.
look at my fingers. Don't look away. Lark.
No, she,
Yeah,
she's,
blow
doing,
my finger.
she's doing the point to eyes, point to the. Point to you.
Yeah.
I'm the star now.
Um,
I'm watching you.
it's interesting she has a couple of extra orbs as well. But yeah, no, overall this design's pretty good. It's simplistic. It's a little obvious that this is like definitely the girl of the team because they went with like the lilac dress. But yeah, we're here. We're talking about Vegas. So Vega is 1200, 1600. Again, Axe is correct. They're not really powerhouses of stats, but it doesn't matter. And then when Vega is summoned, you can special summon a Teller Knight from your hand, except Vega. You only use this once per turn. So Vega is also a very important starter because it lets you get out another guy who will then proc.
Yeah, I think probably Altair.
Yeah, it's generally
And
no. It's
then-
generally Vega and because Altair is the one that summons from grave.
Yeah, if you can. Well, if Deneb is in the grave, yeah. This guy and that guy in there.
You know, it's generally Vega into the Neb,
Okay.
and then you search Altair or Ugohai.
Right.
Because spoiler, none of the main decks after this will be played.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think some of the later ones I might have seen in some decks, but there's a lot of these names that I'm looking at, and I'm like, yeah, I don't remember that one. I mean, I know the star names, obviously, because I'm a huge dork, but...
Yeah.
But we do have our first extra deck boy. They did actually get an Xyz monster in their first batch. Not always guaranteed.
Yeah, the Xyz look a bit off.
Yeah, that's what my was. I didn't. It took a second to pop in. So this is Teller Knight Deltaros. As you can see, we are overlapping a lot of different aspects.
Yeah, remember how I said Altair's design was simple and nice? We're back to over-designed again.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
we know what they're going for because it's triangles, stuff like that.
This is a motherfucking WoW tier set.
And specifically, Deltaros is named after the Summer Triangle, which is an asterism. This is literally
Yeah,
Altair,
Summer
Denim, and
Triangle.
Vega.
Yeah, I was just saying there were like 3 of them just merged together.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like it's Babby's first symbolism, but unfortunately, this means that this card is literally Altair, Vega, and Deneb stacked together, and that's a little
literally-
weird.
They literally
Oh,
did some soul fusion right there.
Yes, thanks to the stuff from Kirchion that they were able to fuse.
But unfortunately, once again, the artist took this in a literal direction, so it's got all of their aspects, which is a little goofy.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's not. It's actually they didn't fuse. They overlaid because that's a thing in Zex selection.
But this isn't in the anime, so it's not.
Yeah.
I
well, maybe more so evolved, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
we've
no,
got the 3 stars and extra rings. Yeah, this is not great.
Pink, blue, white,
I see
I
what we're
never
going
get-
for, but
No, the
purple.
design is definitely leaves something to be desired.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think the artist went too. Notice we've got tail feathers. That's like completely unnecessary. You didn't have to do that.
However, what it lacks in design, it makes up for in viability.
It's honestly a better art piece when you could see it as a tiny card art. Honestly.
Yes,
Saying much.
when this card is printed only in secret rare and it's very blurry, yeah, you're like, that's cool. It's a weird Space Knight guy.
This card was in a lot of decks.
Also,
It's a
yeah, I
good
do
card.
want to throw that out there. Varen said in chat. The background is cool. I like the interplay of the actual,
No,
like,
the
the three
background is actually
asterisms and the
really
different
cool.
colors.
It's
There's a
actually
lot
really
of
nice.
background work that is cool. But yeah,
No, the backgrounds for the boss teller knights are usually really good. It's usually the armor that's the problem.
it's the artist's insistence on literally drawing all three characters together.
Background
Like,
cool.
I'm gonna
Foreground,
say
yeah.
that
I'm reminded of that thing that Loth said earlier about how it wasn't subtle. This is also very not subtle, is what they're doing.
This is a polycule in person form.
also.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, literal triangle
But
relationship.
no, I'm gonna say WoW tier sets a lot in regards to the boss monsters, and that is because it's apt.
No,
Yeah.
that's fair,
Yeah.
Dallas. You've done that before when the armor has done that. This is correct. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, their shoulder
there's-
pads reaching into the heavens.
Also,
Oh,
this
wow.
is just Vanguard art because Vanguard tends to be over-designed in general.
Dallas, are there any WoW armor sets that have a giant star triangle just float behind you?
So then,
Probably.
I'd be surprised if
Hold
there
on.
isn't.
Yeah. Okay, so while we're fact checking me, this is Deltaros is a rank 4 warrior, 2500 attack, 2100 defense. I will say the stats are also even in Xyz a little weak because this does require 3 level 4s, but this is a completely generic 3-mat Xyz.
Also, read the first line of text. I think is what it was.
Yeah, this is the first one. While this card has Xyz material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special a monster. So you cannot bottomless. Now that doesn't, by the way, that doesn't work when you're summoning Delta Rose. So if they solemn you, you're still fucked. But after that, no.
Yeah.
Once per turn, you may detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Oh yeah, and then we have a third effect. If this card is sent from the field to graveyard, special summon a Teller Knight from your hand or deck. Yeah, this is a
I'm
fucker.
thinking about the other one that's actually like the really crazy one, but this one's really good. Just
No, this one's still a fucker because it's a floodgate. Well, it's not really a floodgate.
It's protection.
It's
because
a
you just
blanket
can't-
protection effect, and it's
The
a
anti-floodgate.
it's a free pop. Soft once per turn pop, by the way. And then
And it
if you're
recurs.
actually playing Teller Knight, yeah, it floats. So the main thing is that again for a 3-mat, its stats are a little low. If your opponent manages to just get 2 4s, which is very easy, they can make a Utopia and just crash. But it's still very strong, yeah. Anything else we want to say about
He's good.
Deltaros?
He's good. It just you need to play a deck like Teller Knight to even get him out usually.
Yeah, that's true.
Because most rank 4 decks usually do in 2s instead of 3s.
Yeah, you need a couple lines. Okay. So now we're moving to our second batch of support. Slight scare quotes. Which was all in the next set. So they had a plan and they did some stuff.
getting serious.
I've just noticed
No.
he has 3. I just noticed he has 3 different
No,
effects for
I know
representing each
who-
of his components.
Yeah.
No, there's something that's alphabetically before Sirius and the new challengers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Items.
Yeah.
He-
So,
oh.
hey, hello. It is Satellar Knight Beetlejuice. Look out for my dildo hand.
That could be like Buzzsaw arm, I think. I
No,
can't
it's not. It's just glowing with Tron lines. I mean, it's probably like a
It's
gun
like a baseball
or a
bat.
Nerf
or-
sword.
or it's like a rapier because it has.
It looks like a giant sex toy.
It's
though.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
dildo
that-
bat.
Yeah.
Also, that pink reed is just.
Yeah,
Why
the
can't it be
funny thing is
gold?
we've gone with a purple and gold theme and the pink highlights. This
Also-
is the character that in the dub has a very flamboyant voice.
Also, why does this guy
Uh.
look like he's bending his neck too far out?
Now
So-
I know what this
What is
represents.
this
I
art?
wanted to bring. I just noticed something for the for Deltaurus because I don't know if I
It had
came
3
up on
effects
mic.
for its 3 mats. Yes, you said that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so
I I remember
This
him
one's
vaguely.
really weird. So, Beetlejuice, if you don't know, is actually pronounced that way.
Or Betelgeuse. You can
Yeah.
also pronounce it that way.
That's the second brightest star, but the one of the very bright ones in Orion. So this is supposed to be representing Orion the Hunter. I think they're going for a bullfighter motif for some ungodly reason. Maybe because Al-Sham's already an archer.
I don't know what they're going for the Matador.
But that's really weird. Remember, this is supposed to be represent the brightest, one of the brightest stars in Orion, who looks
the
like he's
plumage
holding
for?
a club or a bow. I mean, it looks like kind of like a lion's mane. This one just feels like the artist was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna draw the sassy one.
He's drawing like then I guess it's okay to be a space club, I guess, because it's just
The classic what is that, Saturday Night Live sketch, Gay or European?
That's
he's a
Legally
manager.
Blonde the movie.
Yeah, Legally Blonde.
That's
Oh, it's
sorry,
from
Legally
Legally
Blonde
Blonde
the
first, yeah.
musical.
Yes.
Okay.
Specifically the musical.
I've mostly
Yes.
heard the internet memes.
No, it's from Legally Blonde the musical.
I've never seen the musical version. I quite
it's
like the
actually
regular film
fairly
version.
good.
I think I've heard that, but yeah. So this is just aesthetically, this one's weird. Like I don't think it's other than the unfortunate decision for the weird
Double
Tron
bat.
goop line bat for the sword. Like
I
just
have one
making a
other
blade.
problem.
What's your other thought, Dallas?
His poofy ass old man hair. What is that?
I mean, I don't. I think it's supposed to be like
It doesn't
again, like
look like real hair.
like
and
a
it bothers
yeah. That's what I
me.
mean. Like I think it's just a decoration on his helmet, like a lion's mane or something. But no,
Whatever
that's
it
also
is,
weird.
Looks really bad.
It's weird. It's a weird
That's
one.
That's my only other problem is the hair
Yeah,
poof.
no, it's
Or the head
like I
poof.
don't think it's outright bad. It's just we made some weird decisions in this.
No, it's just compared to. I actually think it's better than Deltaros from a art perspective, because at least it's not as
Yeah.
busy. But compared to the rest of the designs, it's just the first one that sticks out as like, okay, this is starting to get weird.
We've made some very anime ass choices here. So Beetlejuice.
But like bad anime,
Yeah.
like battle,
Beetlejuice
like battle harem anime.
is 700 attack, 1900 defense.
right. This guy.
We're gonna turtle a lot. If this card is summoned, target a Teller Knight in your graveyard except Beetlejuice. Send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, add that card to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. This is bad.
So this is just Deneb at home.
Yeah, this
no,
is
Altair at helm.
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Altair.
this
just
is
Altair at
bad
home.
because this recycles you a card, but back to your hand when summoned, and you have to lose a guy. Keeping in mind that you're already like a 3-mat Xyz archetype. I get what they're going for. They're trying to give you more recovery options to reset your summons. And for
But,
instance,
yeah.
Altair can't target himself.
Yeah.
But
This is
It's
one I
bad.
know. I know you haven't. You can't have seen this in actual.
no, like
No,
this
I've
is
never
definitely
played
the one
this.
in the list that I'm like, okay, I know what Beetlejuice is as a star. I have literally never seen this card played.
Yeah, no.
You
This
wouldn't.
This is possibly because I've actually seen what's his name teched in as a card, even though he's not very good. Alsham.
Yeah.
I've seen him teched in. I've never seen Beetlejuice and the next guy teched in ever.
I not to say this art is bad, but I am definitely looking at our next one, which is
Okay,
is that
that's
technically yeah, it would be Priocon. I mean, so the thing is it Priocon or Precion? But no, it's Priocon
Priocon.
because it's Greek hard seas.
Yeah, Priocon. Who's also bad.
Priocon. Art wise, perfectly normal, right? This is the
Yeah.
sassy kid, extra kid.
Yeah, this is the kid, but not quite as cool as Alsham.
Yeah. Now I will say, I think the helmet design is a little weird. So
Isn't it a dog?
yes, it's supposed to be a dog.
I'm getting.
Priocon
getting
is Canis minoris,
Yeah.
so hence why he's
So,
short.
In like.
But to me, it looks a little like almost like ram-like.
To me, it looks like a cow skull.
That's another one. Yeah, it looks more like an herbivore than a dog. What were you gonna say, X?
I in like the 80s anime, it makes me like this is like the 13 to 14-year-old boy of the team of like 20 somethings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's-
he's,
he's-
like, no, but he's the second 13-year-old boy, so he's the worst one.
Nope, getting a phone call, sorry.
I'll be right back.
Somebody pick up that fucking phone. I called it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
sure.
Now, this is especially
This card
considering you got yes, considering that if you really want to draw a card, spoilers, this is the card draw effect. If you really want card advantage, that's what your Omni Negate does. It negates and then you draw a card, but you have to send. But still, like that does things. Portrayal is 13-12, so very bad stats even. And then if this card is summoned, you can send a Teller Knight from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw a card. You can only do this once per turn. This is like, I see what they're going for. They're trying to give you more names, more bodies to summon. But you know how you can avoid having Teller Knights jamming up your hand? Just play less of them.
Yeah, also, you know what this would work well in? An archetype that had bricks in it. You know what archetypes don't have bricks? Archetypes that are entirely rank 4.
Yes,
or level
an
4.
archetype that literally is all normal summons, and all of their effects will proc on normal summon. Because it's when summoned. No, I see, like, I get what they're going for. They're trying to give you extra ways to do graveyard setup other than, shit, I forgot. Which one is it? It's not.
Deneb. Or, no, Altair.
No, what's the Foolish on legs?
Oh,
That's,
Untitled High.
yeah, Untitled High. They're trying to give you more options for graveyard setup, because obviously Untitled High only sends from deck. But,
But also, you don't need that much graveyard setup.
no. And you can, you can just run regular shit like Foolish and other stuff. Like, you can... There's plenty of ways, especially in an Xyz deck, you can put cards in graveyard.
Like, also, spoiler, none of the spoiler for future effects, kind of, I guess. None of the Teller Knights have very beneficial effects in graveyard.
Yeah, no,
there's
mostly you want to
no-
put them in graveyard so you can summon them back, and
Yeah, it's
none of it's
literally
also
just
funny.
Altair.
A lot of Teller Knight cards explicitly say send to graveyard. None of them have floating effects like that.
No, so
like, it's not really good. Like, I see what they're going for. This card just doesn't actually add anything to the
it does not do diddly dick.
and so you can just avoid it to not do that.
Speaking of cards you should avoid, the next one.
I mean, I could see running one of this one for the funny.
No, I mean, okay, yes, for the funny, for
But
the meme.
no, in general, this is not very important. Though I will say, I think I like this one a little bit better.
Oh, I like the art of this better.
Yes.
but
So this
the
is
fucking
Teller Knight
effect
Sirius.
is awful.
Oh,
Oh no, Sirius. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Wait,
talking about Sirius.
Oh, that guy comes out later. Okay.
Yeah, no, Sirius is new
Okay.
challengers.
No, Sirius is just fine.
yeah.
Sirius is fine effect-wise.
Yeah,
He's not good.
it's not
he's
good, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
spoilers. It's a pot of avarice on a stick. That's not
But
the
only
worst effect.
for Teller Knight.
Yeah, for only for
cards.
Teller Knights.
Yeah.
But
Which-
still, that like you
Yeah.
do like one Xyz summon combo, and if your opponent blows that up, you've got 5 cards in graveyard. So
No, it's not the
it's
worst
okay.
card. It's
Um,
definitely a one of card
Yeah.
if you play it at all.
But that's what I said. I think it's a one of for the funny, especially because you can
Yeah.
search it if you really need recovery. This represents Sirius, the dog star, the bright star in Canis Majoris, the big dog. So this is probably Pryocon's big brother. I like this because it gives me major Zone of the Enders vibes. 'Cause, you know,
Still
orbital
have to
frame
play that
Anubis.
at some-
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely Anubis.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't gonna go for Zone of the Enders. I would just similarly like various depictions in video games and anime.
Yes,
of,
but
like,
the fact
Anubis
that
armor.
he is a big dog and he is black and they've got the forward sloping. Yeah, it's very
Yeah, it's
Anubis-esque.
definitely Anubis. Like, not referencing. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Fuck it.
Also, funnily enough, this one
It's
has
early.
a shadow because this
Your mom.
becomes Shaddoll Hound. Duh.
Oh.
So again, foreshadowing.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Otherwise, I think this design's pretty simplistic. There's not a lot to say about it. Good armor.
Yeah. His effect is very middling, but
yes.
I mean,
As like I said,
that's
it's an
fine.
Avarice on a stick. 1600, 900. If this card is
Okay,
summoned, target 5 Teller Knights in your graveyard, shuffle all 5 back in the deck, then draw 1.
Like
wanted
I
to-
feel like both Sirius and Alsham are like funny one of tech cards that aren't necessary.
They're ones I ran because I had wanted different names in it.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
they're definitely not the bad ones.
No.
We'll get to the last bad ones.
Because
But
I usually
yeah,
ran them as a
oh
one
boy.
of for,
Yeah.
I guess, searchable.
Yeah,
Avarice.
and like I mentioned this while you were away, Axe. Sirius is like
I
that's a
agree,
pretty decent you
Really
know,
good card,
recovery
though.
effect, right? You don't have a lot of big recovery in Teller Knight. Like obviously you can get guys out of graveyard, but this is like a full refresh. And if you do one Xyz combo, you will probably have 5 guys in the graveyard if your
In
opponent beats
slower
over it.
formats, I can see this being like a one of
Or like I could see you maybe side decking some of them if you think your opponent is gonna challenge you to a grind game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
generally
did that
what
before.
this is for isn't for fishing the main deckers out.
Yeah, it's for resetting
fishing
your
it's for
poor
resetting
Xyz
your
boards.
XCs.
It's a resetting the combo if you don't have enough nut mains.
Well, it's
in there.
resetting in this case, I believe at this time, if we're doing 2014 or 15 still, wherever New Challengers is, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe
still
that would
14.
be
Yeah.
Trevier.
Who came
I
out
will-
this
I will-
Yeah.
I will also say, I don't know if this is funny or anything, but like I was when I was listening, but I was away. I was like, man, I guess all Shadows are literally just body snatching. Like they don't have anything for their own.
Yeah, no, that's the
Yeah,
gimmick. is they
shadows.
take your soul.
I mean, that's not entirely true. Core is physical, that's for sure.
But
Well,
wasn't he
that's-
originally like?
Well, yeah, he was
Right.
part of Karen Gorgon,
Yeah.
but no, Core is definitely like a
Those-
thing. Like it's a physical object.
Yeah, Current.
Are you looking at Trevier?
Yeah, I'm looking at Triver.
Yeah, Trevier is
Trevier is also really good though. Is the problem?
I
Well,
know,
you know,
but
all
it's
their
another
boss
extra deck monster. And unfortunately,
looks
it's our
better.
last 3 guys put together.
He
I
looks
don't
better
know
than the
about
other
that.
one, but
I don't agree with you on that.
No, it's absolutely because it's orange, black, and pink.
Yeah, Axe. There's such a thing as color coordination.
I
this
think it looks
is
better than
lacking.
Deltaros.
I mean,
are you?
I feel like the orange, black, and
colorblind?
purple jumps out a lot more.
I think because I feel
Yeah.
like the armor like has better
Look,
cohesion.
Pink
than
and
the other one.
orange
The
do not
actual
work
armor
together.
structure,
Yeah, no,
is
the
better.
armor structure is fine.
It's like I also like the side cape thing.
That's fine.
well, it's not a side
I
cape
don't
anymore; it's just a
agree with
cape
you.
and
It's just a
I
cape.
feel like it's a little unnecessary. I
I'm
also
not
don't
a
like they
cape
added
person.
his weird plume hair on top.
The
That's
plume
also
hair is
weird.
kind of bad.
No, but pink and orange do not go together.
No, I don't-
reject
and I don't-
Any,
I don't.
any
Red, orange
contrary
highlight.
opinions.
I don't like this pose a lot either. It's kind of weird.
It's not a
I
great
do
pose.
like that they actually gave him a sword. He has a laser katana now.
Instead of
Mm-hmm.
a sex toy.
A laser saber. I think it's with like a saber.
Well, yeah, it's probably
It's a
supposed to
beam
be a
katana.
sabre.
or beam.
Yeah,
sword.
it's a beam saber.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm sorry, I cannot get over the orange and pink.
It's
That-
like a
it
one.
doesn't
It's
work.
like it's like orange highlights. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's that shade of orange. and that
Well,
shade
I
of
mean, they're
pink.
still very prominently showing it on the side of the body and in the
Yeah,
profile
like-
shots.
like it's the wrong shade of. I mean, orange doesn't go really well with anything.
I
my
mean, that's not
opinion.
entirely true, Dallas.
Silver?
Color wheel theory exists, but
That
Well,
well,
silver.
it's regardless. This color clashes a lot.
yeah,
I'm not seeing
no.
because it's not because not ever directly touching
'Cause
most of the
let's
time.
Well, then
see.
you have no sense of color.
Okay, whatever.
Like,
I
or if you're curious, guys, the color normally that like complements orange is blue, like
Yeah.
regular ass
Yeah.
blue.
Or black. I think orange and black go well together. It's
Orange,
just
black,
pink
silver,
does
honestly,
not
isn't
go
See,
well.
yeah.
because
It's
usually
either
it's black.
orange
It's
or-
usually black or dark purple.
And
touching.
obviously,
and
you
then
can get
there's
away with stuff
purple.
like what they call analogous colors.
It's
Like
a
you
shame,
can you
too.
can have reds and yellows in with orange, and they do have a little bit of
It-
gold. That doesn't bother me.
It's a shame too because this is one of the only shades of orange I actually tolerate.
I
But
think part of it is you just don't like orange in general, but I actually like orange. So.
I mean,
no,
it's
but
still.
I like this shade of orange, Axe. That's what I'm saying. Is like this is a shade of
Can
orange that
get
I
a-
like.
Yeah, can I get the?
But the
I can't get
problem
my
is, it does not.
calculator to go
No
through
shade of orange goes with pink. That's just not a thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my color wheel to do the triadic so I can double check, but I'm pretty
Right.
sure because pink exists basically in
Or
that zone
gold,
between.
For that matter.
Because what I'm seeing is that the light pink are the parts that don't have orange on it, but the parts that have orange have like darker purple.
Yeah.
I understand, but
I mean, there's a lot of different colors going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors going on here. Yeah, that bright pink is very distracting.
like the bright pink is fine on its own, especially with white. I think bright pink and white
Seriously,
go very well
why-
together.
What the fuck is wrong?
But
Okay,
the
complimenting you.
problem
Go
is
triadic.
Gold accent.
these elements together.
And I think, great, this is the one that's, at least according to Master Guy, it says this was Sirius, the kid, and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I said
pieced
before what three it
together.
was.
Yeah, and they did this just to avoid Sirius from being absorbed. Or was it Beetlejuice? And it was one of
No,
those-
probably Sirius, because Sirius is Shuttlehand.
Yeah, they were trying to do that, but I guess how the Shaddolls still got the armor, and therefore the
I mean,
power.
this armor isn't that whatchamacallity. It isn't that much like.
No, the armor itself does not bother me. It's this one is all in the colors.
It's like Dallas's face.
So, I mean, so
What?
if you do triadic on the color wheel,
Whoa. Whoa.
Moving on, we can't.
No,
go.
no,
no,
I
no,
have
no,
to
no,
leave
no,
and
no.
travel.
You can't
I
drive
I have
by.
to leave, and I can't stay here the whole time. We gotta go.
Called me out, boy. What you say? I heard you.
Omega, move on, please.
well, I'm gonna
No,
move on to
we're
the
gonna
triadic
stay
color
here.
theory, which is, by the way, the colors that go together with orange, like in a triangle sense, is it's either blue or if you want to go triadic, it's a very like blue green, or and like a bluish purple. Once again, quite far from pink.
Background's still pretty good.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
The arm shield is still not great.
Basically, what we're getting
No.
at is, guys, Konami, if you're gonna do these kinds of fusions, just break out your fucking color wheel first. You can literally,
just-
you can literally look up what three colors go together.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what Trevor actually does.
The really
So-
good part.
Trevor's stats are basically the inverse of Deltaros. It's 2100 attack, 25 defense. This one is archetype locked. It requires 3 level
Yes.
4 Teller Knights.
Thank
Now-
God this one was archetype locked.
Yeah.
Now,
I still play Indestructible Knights, so it's fine.
during the turn you Xyz summon this card, you cannot special summon monsters except Teller Knights. If this card is Xyz summoned, bounce everything. Return
Bounce
all
everything.
other cards on the field to the hand.
So anything beneficial, you get to use again.
Once per
Bounce
turn. Yeah, this is like double Trunade legs.
Sadly, you don't want to do it to yourself because you also, if you have a board setup, so usually you want to go into the first.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
Well,
play your
no.
board setup again.
Spoiler. The setup. We'll get into him later. They have a XC climb monster, so the setup is Trevor, bounce everything, summon the other guy.
Now, also once per turn, you can detach an Xyz material from that. Send a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard. So yeah, you put all their shit back in their hand, and then you hand rip them.
Sandbow can rip.
And then if this card with Xyz material is sent to the graveyard, target a Teller Knight in your graveyard, special summon it. So it also floats. So yeah, no. Trevor is a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's not a quick effect.
Yeah.
No, Trevor is part of the end board state of Teller Knights for a while at least.
Well, and it's very effective because it's return everything to hand, and so long as your summon isn't negated, you will still get that, and then.
Oh my
it
God!
floats.
There's another Teller Knight that I had no idea existed. What the shit?
Okay, well, we're gonna move on to our next one with nothing else to talk about Trevor.
Guess it's Capella.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's the one I didn't know existed.
So
I
there
remember this
were
guy, but he's
two
not-
Satellar Knights in Secrets of Eternity.
Oh, I know
I
the
remember
other
this guy.
one, and
I
he is
remember this guy for being the chariot. It's not great.
he is doo-doo ass cheeks. The other one.
Yeah. So Capella is Alpha Orige, Origa,
This
which
guy
is the
feels
charioteer.
like design vibes. He feels like the dude that because one of the main team got killed by the enemy, we had to get a new guy. Like, that's kind of what I get vibe-wise.
Possibly. I mean, the other thing is this, guys, tell me if I think I'm stepping too far here, but it also feels a little bit like some of the 80s and 90s cartoons with sensitivity. This is our token wheelchair guy.
Yeah, the guy probably doesn't. I don't think
Because
this guy's- I
his
don't think his
entire
legs
lower
work.
body is encased in the chariot.
I can
And
believe
just
that.
double check this guy. He does not appear in the Master Guide.
No, this guy is because he's
Yeah,
He's
this one's
bad.
weird. This one's weird. I don't think
Yeah.
there's the weird, like, I guess it's for the yoke to the invisible horses, but it's an interesting idea, but I think they probably could have found other constellations they could work with. Also, I just realized he's got whirlpool speed lines behind him. Why? Just do regular
and he
speed
has
lines.
a fucking cape. Why do you have a cape?
Well, he's going fast. He's got a flutter.
I hate.
Space.
He's also,
His background's pretty cool though.
well, yeah.
I
Other than
mean-
the fact that I don't understand why they're whirlpool speed lines.
It's
I don't
it's. I think it's the worst background because it's the one that makes the least sense.
Actually, no, because I think it's meant to go with his motion. Like he went down and then to the skid to the
But
right.
why
and
is it
forward.
swirling though?
it's somebody did a rotate tool. That's not how that
It is
works.
swirling entirely.
You should just do regular drift lines. But also, what is going on here? What's this? What's happening here?
He
don't
has
know
a
what, like, his back
pointy
armor is.
shoulder thing.
Like he's
Like
got like a
two,
weird
right there?
launcher.
Just has a tumor.
It's very
It's got
spiky
like a
too, Ridell.
it's got like a launcher or
I
something.
don't fucking know. This art is
Launcher?
awful. Can we just say this art is awful?
It's mediocre.
No, this is awful.
I mean, I like, especially in the context of the charioteer, I do like mediocre.
No.
But nah,
The
this
reason
is-
I say this, the reason I say the art is awful is because the worst thing in art, the worst thing art can do is be confusing and not able to understand.
I mean,
It's
that's
confusing and
Dallas's
boring.
personal opinion. I think of awful art
Yeah.
as things that make me physically ill. This doesn't. This isn't that bad.
Nah,
This
I
is
was
weird.
gonna
whatever.
say there's probably modern artists that will disagree with you, Dallas, but
Yeah, and modern
Okay.
artists are pretentious
Okay.
fucks.
Yeah.
That's how they get paid. Though.
Okay, I was wrong about the Master Guide with Capella, Sachi, and Consular Diamond.
Yeah. No.
makes sense.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
What?
What?
Yes.
His
There's-
effects.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you
right.
wanna
I
speak on that,
forgot
right?
the
Yeah,
other
okay.
one.
So
Okay.
his effect is made to make Constellar Diamond, which is stupid because Constellar Diamond ranks up from other Tellarknight exceeds.
Yeah, we've talked
So
about him
why?
before. We might bring him. We might
Like-
mention his effect
like,
text again, but yeah.
No, genuinely, why?
So Capella is 1100 attack, 2k defense. So you finally have a 2k defender. If this card is summoned, you can apply the effect below for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. But if it resolves, you can apply it multiple times. Bullet point. You can treat level 4 or lower Tellarknight monsters you control as level 5 when exceeds summoning using 3 or more materials. So I get what they're going for. This is meant to, without actually giving you level 5s, expand you to the rank 5
Yeah.
pool, which obviously would mostly be for
It also works for
Consular Diamond.
later when they do the Dark Teller Knight, but that was it.
But I believe all of their exceeds that actually do stuff rank up anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is like
Yeah.
This
Yeah, Consular-
this smacks of Konami is trying to put a band-aid on your skin that isn't broken yet. They're like, "Oh no, you're gonna scab your knee," and you're like, "No, Konami, you gave me a knee pad. We're fine. We do not need this band-aid." And again, I think there's something to be said for like technically trying to give you extra
extra blah.
extra deck access to 5s. But you don't really
Play about
need that.
Canosaurus.
I mean, there's a lot of good 5s, but yeah. It's a weird one, and also the fact that it's like on summon you have to activate it for the rest of the turn and then do what it's really clunky. It's a clunky card. Not a great plan. Similar to how like we said, Prekion was weird.
Yeah, it's like this is a card that doesn't need to exist. is the
It
best
solves
way.
a problem you don't have.
Yeah. Because yes, theoretically you could go into the rank 5 pool, but also there's a much more effective way of doing that called splashing artifacts.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, are we getting to the next?
It's Rigel.
God, this card is so bad.
This art is also hey, so Rigel
Yeah, no.
is Beta Uranus. They went for a twins theme with the constellation Orion.
Yeah, that is
Guys, you
literally
know that
just
there's a
weird-
constellation, Konami. You know there's a constellation that's literally called Twins, right? Gemini is literally twins.
Yeah.
Like, they already did that though with like Castor.
I know, but they could just do it again. These guys are just those guys again. Nobody would complain if they did Satellar Knight, Castor, and Pollux.
I think the golden plume looks better, but like I feel
Oh
like
my
the
God, he
club-
has a sex toy bat again.
No, they're
it is just a club with an arm.
yeah,
handguard for
they're
some reason.
literally just the same guy.
But how
flipped.
does he look? How does he look worse though?
I actually think the gold accents make his armor look better, but it makes all the other bits look worse.
That's
It's
true.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that
the
you're
the
right.
color balance of this is weird.
Like his background and his armor look fine. It makes his fucking like
Oh,
his hand guarded club. and
The
his
the
plume
kind of
look worse.
sky blue with the gold is not a great look. It's weird.
No.
Like, I don't think the gold color itself is bad. It's just, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, this fucker is made for being a gold rare, where just, like, only that gold pops off, but it's just, no,
It's
not a
it's
huge
not a
fan.
good base design. Like the color
Yeah.
scheme is fine if it was a different design.
But the problem is that he's still Beetlejuice's design.
Yeah, he's just Beetlejuice's brother,
Yeah.
which is like the
Oh,
fuck.
And I'll
God,
say
hold on.
this.
I gotta show, I have to show you guys the fucking scan, because this card was only printed as a super. Look at this
Oh.
shiny fuck.
Oh yeah, no. The
Ugh.
Rigel scan.
That
is
weirdly
bad.
looks better because you can't see it all in that much
I
detail.
disagree.
I mean, I agree that because he's smaller, the details are better, but just like that fucking day glow
way
on his
that-
gold bits, the
I
Yeah, no,
fucking-
the
kind of
way
like
that
it in
makes
that dumb
the-
way.
the way that makes the gold look is just the tackiest
Becca,
thing.
could you get Beetlejuice and just have them side by side so we can have them like mirror each other?
Oh, you want me to put them
Yeah.
right back to back?
Like Castor
yeah, sure, we
Pollux,
can
yeah,
do that.
let's do it. Yeah.
We can do
Al-
that.
Also, this is the worst Satellar Knight card ever printed. I just want to preface.
I think he has the actual the only thing actually is like a decent stat line, but that's the only thing he's got going for him.
Yeah, but his effect makes that pointless.
He
like I
is
said,
a
something got
1900. Actually, yeah, his stats are literally the opposite of Beetlejuice, but that does mean he is a 1900 beater.
Yeah. Which
You
in
don't
the Xyz era means jack diddly squat.
Yeah, guess what? If you get two guys, you can just. Actually, is this better? Are you guys supposed to be oriented this way? Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, right and
I
left.
think it looks better if they're offsides or.
They're kind
Facing each
of.
other.
The era of 1900 beaters has long since passed.
I think it's better if
Friendship
like,
ended with
Beetlejuice is
1900 beaters. 2K beater, Mech Knight Avram is my friend.
I actually feel like if Beetlejuice was on the left would be better, but whatever, it's fine.
I mean, I think this is technically. How
I
they're
think they
supposed
both
to go.
still look bad. I don't know. I don't know what I'm
They
not
both
seeing.
look kind of. They're both.
They both have sex toy bats. They both have arm capes. They both have
I
floofy
know,
hair
it's a shame.
bullshit.
Yeah, it's
I hate
weird.
them both.
It's a weird design. So what Dallas is alluding to with Rigel, yeah,
But
it's a shit
God,
effect.
Rigel's effect.
If this card is summoned, target a Teller Knight, it gains 500 attack, but send it to the graveyard at the end phase. Shit.
Ugh.
Useless shit. Shitty shit. Like honestly, like if Satellar Knights were made in like 2020, all of them would have two effects. They would have an on summon effect, and then they would have a when sent effect. Unfortunately, the cards that have when sent effects in this time period are called Shadals.
Or
And-
or they would have if material add this effect.
And
No.
spoiler,
I think with their theme of sending to graveyard, these guys would have a secondary effect.
the
when they're
Satellar
sent, they
Knights
do a
are
thing.
literally the anti-Shadals.
Yeah.
So they're all
So
on
it's
summon
really
effect.
weird that they all send their cards to grave for no purpose. But yeah, no, this is to get a fucking 500 attack boost in an Xyz archetype for a turn, and then you self-pop? Limiter
I would-
removal, it ain't.
I'd rather just be like I feel like it should have been protection.
Honestly, this card would be better if it was a normal monster.
Yeah, if you especially because, when did Unexpected Die come out?
Around now.
Yeah, no, if these guys had a normal, they'd love it. Unexpected Die is a very useful card for these because it gives you free monster.
Yeah. No, this card is awful.
I feel like Axe has cursed me somehow because it started raining outside.
No. I mean, you could also be me. It rained earlier here, but I love it because it's summer now.
I
What's
guess I am a
rain?
god.
Well, no, I was. Look, it's not good when you're in your PJs.
It's that
walking
thing all
the vaults.
your fellow stadies are gonna want, Dallas, when they slowly run out of their own water. Because you and everybody else on that side of the Rockies refuses to let their lawn die. That was the royal you, by the way. I don't know if Dallas
and then
even
you can
has a
have
lawn.
your water restrictions.
No, my parents are great, and we have a wood chip lawn, which takes exactly 0 water.
Ah, rad, yeah. We did that for our last house. We replaced part of the front lawn with gravel. Just turned it into an extra driveway.
People need to stop giving a fuck about their lawns unless they live
Well,
in a rainy
really
place.
do.
Axe, honestly, to do that, we need to tactically sterilize all homeowners associations. They are an actual threat to our human survival.
See, I was
because they are
you're-
trying to get you to waste your water, so we need to have them executed as water criminals.
See,
Omega,
you're
what are
way
you talking
nicer than I am. I was just gonna say we burn down all of the suburbs.
No, I live in
No,
a suburb. Can't do
Dallas,
that.
we don't, because if they just let
No,
their
just the
lawns
lawns.
go to grass
Just the lawn.
seed or gravel or wood chips, that's fine. Mulch lawn, we just
No,
need
no,
to
we set everything on fire, and then the houses that don't burn were the smart ones, so they get to live.
I mean, I don't know, depending on what you do to
No,
your
okay,
lawn,
listen.
I don't know if it'll
Omega,
work.
Omega, talking like that?
I would
makes
like
me-
to remind
like, are we
everyone
talking
that
like
we
about
here at
DG things
Studio
right now,
Omega
but like
do not advocate
pruning
for
society?
violence.
We do not condone arson. However, I do
Oi,
condone.
oi, oi, oi. Let
I
everyone
do
in this
condone-
podcast speak for themselves.
I do
You don't get to speak for
condone
me.
armed resistance against HOAs. They are useless. They should not
Homeowners
exist.
associations are, in fact, the devil.
They
I will
they
agree.
do not need to exist.
Look,
Honestly-
I want to go into a neighborhood that has a homeowners association just so I can make it my life's goal to troll the shit out of them.
Just to be the worst.
I will
Ah,
person
paint
ever.
I will paint my house bright orange.
You
And they
need
will
your
suffer.
house to be in this exact
Also,
color
guess what?
because fuck you.
The real estate market, it doesn't matter. You're not going to do anything that's going to fuck up your home value nowadays. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
there
because
are literally
everyone-
the
yeah.
cost of living is gross. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
Because,
will
Also,
paint my
because it's literally been, it's now the new stock market. for
But
some reason.
this
Oh,
I think it's NFTs. Anyway, we're not going to talk about this anymore. This was also I could stall so I could find a full card art of our next one. Because, hey, y'all, it's Master Guide 5. That means it's time for Zephyra.
Dallas, you ever play this guy?
Yeah.
This
I literally
is
played
Satellar
him-
Knight
I killed
Zephyr
Right, you
with
did.
him.
It's actually
Thuban.
important.
I killed you with this card yesterday. Or the other day.
Thuban!
Yesterday we
Zephyr
slapped
Thuban.
you.
By the way, if you're wondering, if you're thinking to yourself, man, Thuban sounds familiar. Yeah, guess what? That's a
They
star
reused
in
this
Draconis.
I also
Wait.
just noticed he has why can't
Yangzing?
he's Yangzing horns.
Makes sense.
Can I also say this is my favorite Satellar Knight art?
I mean, I also think it's my
Well, I like a
favorite. I
lot.
know it's because I like dragons, but also, like,
I
this
mean,
one's
it's supposed
actually,
to-
like, doing a lot of cool new things.
I mean, mostly because
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because it's a Yangzing in an armor.
Well, no, it's the design of his armor plus, like, I like very minimalist armor designs. I just do.
Yeah.
Plus, I like the big red star in the middle.
Yeah, he's got a Yangzing style like power orb.
plus,
He's got the Zephyr wings.
Like
alright.
previously, my favorite would probably be Altair, and I still really like Altair.
Hmm.
But
this
this
is
is
pretty
probably
cool.
my new favorite.
I love the space
Okay.
dust effect.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to close down some things.
Also, his wings actually make sense because he's a Zephyr.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's
Yeah,
his head. He's got the
just-
Zephyr wings.
I just noticed the thing with his spelling has an A instead of an E at the beginning.
Yeah, no, Zephyr Thuban is great art. Also, this card looks fucking amazing in actual card. At least its original printing, because this was printed as an ultra rare.
Yeah. Its
it's
only two
shiny
printings
as
are
shit.
Ultra and Super. Here, I'll help you out, Ben. Here's this guy. So, as I mentioned before, Zephyr Thuban is Alpha Draconis, aka the star number 1 in the constellation Draco. So,
Yeah.
I think it's just because somebody at Konami really likes dragons, and on the one hand, I respect that, but also somebody at Konami really likes the constellation Draco. They
Well,
should stop.
He's
No, it's
not
because
a
everyone like
dragon
Omega.
technically.
Well, no, he's a warrior, but he
My-
is.
no, I
okay, my
mean-
du-
It's still the constellation Draco. Like,
Well, yeah.
my dumb bit was,
so Teller Knights
but
are
Omega,
just dudes.
because of people like you, they want dragons.
Yeah, but Drytrons are fairies.
Yeah.
Actually, are they fairies or are they machines? I don't even remember.
They're
fairies.
They're
they're
both.
machines. No, Drytron are machines.
Yeah, they're machines. It's I mean
It's
I'm
heralds that are
Heralds
fairies.
that-
I'm fairly certain the joke with Drytron is it is supposed to be that everybody's meme is because it's a ritual that gets ritual archetype that gets attributing stuff, but also it's Draco. It's like what's his face? Like, you know, hypothetical child of Zane and Alexis cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
basically.
doing fucking weird anime, you know, pairing stuff. But yeah, nah, they're not even real.
Which is weird because he dies. Spoiler: he dies.
Well, yeah, he gets fucking addicted to electroshocks. What happened?
GX is
Actually,
weird.
what happened to him in Arc V?
Uh,
Shut up, does he?
he never existed because his dimension was full of Nazis.
Which one? Oh,
Zane?
Zane was. All you can see of a mention of Zane is there's a name on the chalkboard, and
Yeah,
just
like
one
Alexis
scene.
was actually fairly prominent in.
Yes, I know
Arcade.
that.
Apparently was known as the king of duels.
Yes.
So, Zephyr Thubin is a guy, you know, still a light warrior pendulum. Well,
Yeah.
light warrior now, but now he's a pendulum. He's scale 1, so he's a low scale. He has 0 attack, 2100 defense. Once again, meaning you literally don't need what's his face, Capella.
No.
If you just need a fat ass, you can just Zephyr Thubin.
but
Its
also
pendulum
this-
effect is very simple. You
Yeah.
can't pendulum except for Teller Knights and Zephyrs.
Yeah, no, this
Now-
card is not great in Satellar Knights.
No, because unfortunately, its monster effect reads if this card is normal flip or pendulum summoned, not if it is special summoned other ways. You can target a Teller Knight or Zephyr in your monster or pendulum zone, and one card face-up card your opponent controls, destroy them. You can only use this effective Zephyr Thubin once per turn. What this says to me is this is absolutely like a specifically a Yang Zing Zephyr card.
I mean, it's also in pure Zephyr. Like this is a usual one of in Zephyr, but it's almost always a one of, even
Yeah.
more so than.
But like
next
the
one.
the fact that it has,
But yeah.
in fact, isn't that Yazi's effect? Pop one on your side, pop one on your other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yazzie's a little more generic because I think it's
Well,
just
yeah,
Worm.
it's any card
But-
or worms or something.
No, it's
yeah.
Worm. I'm
But
pretty sure
this
it's
is
Worm.
Teller Knight or Zephyr, but still, like this is
But yeah.
this is a very funny card to include in
No.
some decks. It really doesn't add anything to actual Teller Knights.
No, in Teller Knights this is bad, but in Zephyr this is very good for two reasons.
Yeah.
One is obviously its effect, but also it's a one scale,
Yeah, it's a one
which is
scale.
important to have more of because some of the one scales in Zephyr are
But yeah,
not
I
great.
think
Like,
the unfortunate thing that
Not
keeps
great.
this card from being good is for some ungodly reason they decided to limit its summoning restrictions.
yeah, I feel like if it popped on special summon as
Yeah,
well,
if they
it
just did,
would be okay in Teller Knights.
Oh, Mark's having a terrible time. I think we're back. Let me double check that we're back in the West Coast. Yeah, we're on US West. So that's really weird. He's having a bad time.
Yeah.
And Loth is masticating.
Discord just had me just restarted a few times already.
But
I did
yeah,
not restart it myself.
if Zephyr Thubin just said on summon like in normal Satellar Knights, it would probably be okay in there. But because it isn't, it's kind of mid.
It's it's
Yeah.
very bad. I would say this card is actually just very bad in Satellar Knight. In Zephyr, because also you can't really fish it out of the graveyard because Pendulum.
Yeah, true.
It's hard, but I would say in Zephyr, very good card. In
And then we've got our other Zephyr half, whose art I need to dig
Diffraction.
up. Yeah. Let me
I
actually.
love
what's
Diffraction.
the-
His art looks so derpy.
Let me actually pull up how the Japanese pronounce this. Oh, it's completely different because it's
Yeah,
Sephra.
it's Sephiroth.
Yeah, it's Sephra Buth. So, in English, I think you could validly pronounce this either as Zefraxiton
Okay,
or Zefraction.
I personally love Diffraction.
Well, yeah, that's
because,
funnier.
Yeah.
Also, I want to shout out I love the fucking Spanish and German names for Satellar Knights.
Oh yeah,
The
What?
Spanish one is Esta Calabarero.
yes, Estella Caballero.
Calabarero.
Is this
And the
the
German is Wandersternmeriter.
Wandersternritter.
is
The
this,
the French and Italian are what you'd expect. Stel Chevalier.
is this the Zephyr version of an Exciton Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Exton Knight.
I mean, Axe, Iton
That's what I
is
know.
literally in his name.
It's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, Exton Knight was also a Satellar card. Was a Satellar Knight in the lore who got infected with, or in a Constellar, sorry,
Yeah.
who got infected with the Illswarm.
Right then, because he was the because we figured out he was actually the honorable one.
And then he got redeemed by the Zephyrath, or the Zephra. Because they went, we're gonna turn the people we like into angels to turn into a giant mech dragon
To go
Yeah.
kill
to
the Tyrann.
finish the anime.
To go fight the
Ah.
Infernoids.
Well, no, that was to fight God at that point.
Right to fight Sophia.
Yeah, that was Sophia, I believe, was Zephrath.
But
Right?
yeah, so oh, okay. This is funny. Sorry, I'm just double checking some of the trivia. So interestingly enough, like you said, this one doesn't have a direct correlation to a constellation in its name. It is named. The constellation displayed behind it is the Musca constellation, the Fly, which is not a Ptolemaic constellation. But again, this is kind of like a legacy, like, Q-in card. It's a lore card. Interestingly enough, he is still a fiend, not a warrior. But the funny thing here is this card has a similar like gray orb to Cleafort Stealth and Infernoid Antra. And Antra's name in the OCG is derived from Beelzebub,
which
is similar
also
to, yeah.
Exciton Knight.
Yeah, Virsbuth.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fly demon connotations here, which is interesting.
Well, yeah, because isn't Musca the one in the background?
Yeah, I said that. Musca, the fly
Sorry,
constellation.
my brain went derp.
But yeah, so also, by the way, once again, if you're talking about stat lines, if you really need a 1900 beater, play this instead.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, this is similarly
yeah,
not
I mean,
great
he's
in Stellar
basically the flip of Zephyr Thubin.
Yeah. He's
so
set
he is,
cards instead of face-ups.
Yeah, 1900 attack and 0 defense, 7 scale, so he's the high scale. Pendulum effect is the same. Monster effect is normal flip or pendulum, target any other Tellarknight or Zephyra, and then one set card your opponent controls, pop. I mean, I like this art a lot, again.
I do too.
Because obviously you see the very strong vibes with Exciton, but then they also, like, add even more to him. He's got a sword that makes sense. I like the extra splashes of red. That goes very well with the white and gold.
No, yeah, this is, it's a little on the sillier side with the tail and stuff, but...
He's more like weird bug dragon. He's also got, he's still got his old Elswarm sword. Like, it's still got,
yeah, he's still
I
holding his sword.
still really like it, because it's just, it shows a progression.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, he's
the
a
coolest
lore
Lancer
warrior.
character of this arc, I guess.
Look,
Yeah,
I think all
this dude's
this...
been around for a while.
I think
I guess,
all of the
I guess
Yeah.
of this story.
No, this is the returning veteran card. Like, all the other Zephyras were... Well, I mean, Zephyra, the whatchamacallit, the, oh my god, the Necros was technically the Ice Barrier dude, but still, most of the other ones were new, and whereas this is just the returning veteran.
Now, hey, y'all, are you ready to see a band card?
Oh, this card, yeah.
This is Tellarknight Ptolemaeus.
He does look like Meruem. You're correct, Marth. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he definitely.
Oh
looks
god,
like
no. I'm
I can see that.
gonna play some.
Yeah. Marth, by the way, has switched to fully listening to the stream and commenting there, because apparently YouTube is running much better for him than Discord.
Discord being Discord.
I think the background's cool, and I like the pluming cape.
I mean, yeah, the especially because of their color themes, all the colors together is interesting.
This is very
Still-
effeminate centaur.
A lot of extra stuff here. Like, we've got a big crest, we've got multiple things on the helmet. We're a centaur. We have a centaur butt cape and a regular cape. We've got 2 capes. Long flowing hair.
Two
Like
cakes.
the Technicolor Dream Cape.
I also agree with you, though, about the background's very cool, obviously.
Also, just to point out, I did want to point this out because I have the trivia up. He is the Zephyra that represents Chukma, or wisdom, whereas Thuban is the one that represents Gavura, or strength. So wisdom and strength.
So, yeah, Ptolemaeus obviously is named after the astronomer Ptolemy. Given the nature of those rings, that's probably referencing the geocentric model of the solar system, which I do believe had some connections there. And also there's some 7s in here.
I
Only
think this
certain
is my
planets were known for a
favorite
while.
art for the as far as the Xyz go so far.
Yeah, it's an
Because,
interesting
like,
one.
yes, it's a centaur lady, but, like, I think because it does, or centaur person, but because it doesn't have any, like, baggage, as in, like,
Yeah.
it's not a direct combination of it.
Yeah, it definitely. I still think, like I said, there's a lot going on, and there's a couple of things I can nitpick. Like we
But
said, 2
compared to
capes,
the other
but
ones,
overall,
it's-
it's. I feel like a lot of these details aren't forced, right? Like, we didn't include extra colors or symbols or widgets because we had to. Because
Like, I think it's still supposed to be, whatchamacallit and whatchamacallit.
well, I mean, I think the base of this is actually supposed to be Sombre, because she's got the orb in her chest.
I enjoy the
Oh,
bit.
okay.
I enjoy the bit of it very much, as Mark brought it up. It is all of them put together as like their big like ending show finale super form.
Well, but that's not what this one is.
Not quite, no, because they can also do
Yeah.
the Master Diamond mode. This one's kind of in
Yeah,
between
no,
that.
this is the, like, this is the,
Penultimate
like,
form.
Yeah, this is all the Teller Knight juice together. We have not quite been like, and then what if we also Constellared?
Yeah.
But still, like, thematically, this is a very important card.
This card is one of those cards that many archetypes know the pain of, where, hey, my archetype card got banned because of other decks.
Yes, because unfortunately, this one's generic. Let's talk about it. So, this is a rank 4 Xyz, 550 attack, 2600 defense. 2 or more level 4 monsters. Once per chain during either player's turn, so that's a quick effect. You can attach 3 Xyz materials from 3 Xyz materials from this card. Semicolon. We had a colon, then a semicolon. Special summon from your extra deck 1 Xyz monster that is 1 rank higher than this card, except a number monster, by using this face-up card you control as Xyz material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. Xyz materials attached to this card become Xyz material of the summon monster.
I'm sure there's nothing easily
One rank
abusable
5
that's,
non-number
rank
monster's
5
really good.
light monster.
Isn't a number.
It's
Hey,
not like
Axe, it rhymes with Hyperdragon.
Right.
Stoified.
They couldn't just get rid of.
It
Nah,
goes to
no.
infinity.
Yeah.
Well,
This
no,
is
because infinity wasn't the problem. That's the thing.
It was the level before
Infinity
that.
being locked into cyber dragons is fine.
yeah. The problem is
like,
that this is
the
the
problem
only
is
restriction
this-
is that this is
yeah.
any rank 5 that is not a number. There is no
Yeah.
type or attribute restriction. No, there's a minor archetype restriction. So no, you can just go Ptolemaeus, Nova, Infinity.
No, and like cyber dragons or cyber dragon Nova is locked behind rank 5 light.
Yeah.
Or,
Which you could still do.
or sorry, it might be rank 5 machine. I don't remember.
Level
But
5 and light
It's a
machine.
lot harder to do rank 5 machine or rank 5 light, whatever it is, than 2 rank 4.
We need at least 3 to do it.
Or still, through rank 4. That's the easiest requirements in the game.
Yeah.
This is one of those
Well,
cards
you need 3
similar
rank
to-
4s because you need to detach 3 to do it.
Yeah.
But
this
still,
is
that's very easy.
Yeah, no. This is similar to cards like Supreme King, Starving Venom, Dragon. This card is a problematic card at its basis. There's no way this card doesn't become problematic because you just have to. If you were to not ban it, you would just be like, okay, we can't print any more non-number rank 5s that are good.
Yeah, because that
So
just
this
lets
card was just a bad idea.
it lets any deck that can make 3 that can summon 3 level 4s and make Ptolemaeus.
They
Make
should have
any
limited.
rank 5.
I guess they should have limited to like light.
They should have made the materials
fives?
Stellar Knights.
Well, no, they should have
No, they
either
should've made the
they
materials
should have made
color.
it non-generic because that would have kept
Fair,
it in
yeah.
archetype. You would have to be playing Teller Knights, which would not be an issue.
Which would give even
Because
Teller Knight's
like
a weird
yes,
side
okay, that
package,
means
yeah.
you could do a Sidra line in
In
Teller
Teller
Knight.
Teller
but
Knight,
that's
but
fine.
that's it, right?
But that's one deck as opposed to
Yeah.
every deck.
And then also this card has 2 more effects. You can detach 7 Exceed materials from this card. Skip your opponent's next turn.
That's
Very
what they
funny,
really want-
very
what they
stupid,
want you to
very
do.
hard. Because you cannot physically put that many on it, so you need to figure out a way to attach more. Because you can only use five monster
I
zones.
think there's ways to do that.
Oh, there are,
There
but that's
are.
like you are really reaching just to make your opponent skip their turn on a card that can't win you the game anyway. So,
Is it picking up? Like,
Yes.
yeah. By the way, the thing is that that's its second effect. During each player's end phase, you can attach a Stellar Knight from your extra deck to this card as Exceed material. It says face up, by the way. That's weird, but I guess it needs to make sure you put it face up so they can verify. There's some fucking ruling shit there. By the way, go watch that MBT video about rulings and stuff. It's very funny. I didn't realize Inspector Border had 3 parentheticals in a row.
I
Inspector
need to
Border's
go
a
watch that video
hilarious
again
card.
actually to like to actually listen to it fully.
It's
Inspector Border is funny.
By the way, that's a card I now own 3 of
Damn.
in our prog.
Well, if you ever make a deck that works,
No, I'm just gonna make a Inspector Border deck.
It's a
and
funny one.
Make everyone
It's funny.
suffer.
But yeah, so like we said, obviously, Axe brought this up. Also, Mart's in chat, and he said Nova's level 5 machines.
Yeah. Okay, it's machines. I knew it was either machines or lights. I just couldn't remember which.
But honestly, in Machine Xyz decks, it's probably easier. It's probably still easier to make Ptolemaeus because rank 4 machines is a thing.
Depends on the machine deck. Like,
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
there
like,
are a lot of good.
I play Chronomaly. It's very easy to make Nova in that deck.
True, but like the rank 4 machines is very strong, so it's
That's
probably
true.
easier to do a Ptolemaeus line than to
But
do.
Chronomaly is an anomaly, so
Yes. And I
It's
believe
in
they
the video.
they had a level 5 Xyz boss
yes, they have a
rank
level
Xyz
5
boss monster
Xyz. But also
before
they're machines,
Cyber
so
Dragon
you
came
could just
out.
Go, you could just go, well, I Golden Jet my guys and make a Cyber Dragon Infinity. So
die. But yeah, this is one of those cases where cards
Chronomalies
just
need the help.
have to go because
They kind of do.
they
Notice, the Cyber Dragon Infinity was never considered unfair, but for the fact that you could make it easily in Chronomalies.
correct. But Ptolemaeus is one of those cards that basically says, "Hey, this card is not future-proofed at all. Therefore, it has to go because it will never
Yeah,
not
no,
find
like
new ways to be problematic."
But like I
Um,
said, it is a card like Supreme King Venom Dragon Raiders. It is not future-proofed at all.
I kind of need to go in an hour, so could we pick up?
Oh well, we're literally on the last card. The next one is the
Oh,
last
okay.
one.
Okay,
Other than if we want to talk about some of the spell
No,
traps,
there's 2 more. There's 2 more, Omega.
is there? What is the next one?
There's
Dark
Stellar
Teller Knight.
Diamond. And then
Well,
there's
we
Dark
already
Teller.
talked about Diamond. We're not talking about him again.
Oh, we talked about that?
Yeah, because he was a
Okay.
Constellar, and he is Diamond.
Right.
Right,
He,
yeah.
oh,
Okay,
and
then, yeah, it's
the
Dark
weird
Teller.
thing about him is he does bridge those 2 decks together.
Except he was only ever played in Satella Knight.
Well, yeah,
so
that's because by the time we got to him coming out, Constellars were
Kinda
super
better.
dead. But hypothetically, he actually works as a bridge between the 2. It's just
But
nobody
yeah,
actually played him that way
Dark-
because it was dumb.
Dark Teller Knight Batalmus.
Yeah.
Which is
Battles.
a good card and led to a resurgence of Satella Knight decks.
It's weird how
Genuinely.
it's like I feel like they should have made more of them.
Should have made more Dark Tellers? Probably.
Because it feels like there was like start of something that I feels like it was gonna do.
Well,
more
yeah,
of it.
and you guys can clearly see what's going on here when you see this card art, because if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know this face. You know what this face is.
That's Construct.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
when was this printed?
After
2016.
Construct.
This card came out in Invasion Vengeance, late 2016, actually, so it was a while. Dallas is
Remember,
correct.
I got 4 of them.
So
Yeah.
is this Construct or this is where Construct came from?
This
No.
is Construct's head.
This is, I think, the best thing we can talk about is, especially because, for those who don't know,
The Shadow's lost. Spoiler.
Battlemus is, well, yeah, they did lose, but Battlemus is the Arabic name for Ptolemy. So this is just
It's
different
Ptolemaeus
Ptolemaeus.
it's Ptolemaeus put on Construct's head.
Yeah. Kind of working together, which,
There's
there's
kinda
a
got
lot
Shadal-
of,
it's got
there's a
Shadal
lot of that
lines.
interesting back and forth stuff going on.
It's
So,
got
yeah.
like
Go ahead.
the Shadal like color scheme and like line patterns, honestly.
Yeah, because this one is very much like, you can tell it's Ptolemaeus, but stacked with a
Shadal armor.
with construct. Yeah,
Yeah, Tiara resurrected this abomination. I'm pretty
Oh, okay.
sure.
So it's like we're gonna sub one of your strongest dudes to fight for us. Okay.
Well, no, they just took the remnants of Ptolemaeus and the remnants of Construct. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
but yeah, it's interesting how we've got kind of the black and the glowy orange, which I think works in our commentary about orange, and you got construct and stuff in there. It's pretty memorable.
Yeah.
This is our only Dark Teller Knight. Now, you may notice, chat, some interesting things about this one. So this is a Dark Warrior. This is our only Dark Monster. It's 2,600 attack, 550 defense, so it's the stats flipped as well. But hey, this one says 2 level 4 Teller Knight monsters.
Not generic.
Yeah.
Yay.
And I don't know when Ptolemaeus was banned, but keeping in mind that this card came out like a full year later, I think.
Ptolemaeus was already banned by then.
Yeah, no,
easily.
this is probably Konami realized they did a boo-boo.
Also,
Ptolemaeus, I believe, was part of an emergency ban list.
So maybe we'll talk about
Wait,
forget the
it's-
Shadal, but is
Well,
Construct
along
like
with a
the
bunch
one
of other stuff.
the
but-
one Shadal that's an original being, or where did they come from?
Well, El Shadal,
No.
you gotta remember El Shadal Construct, because Shadal Construct is a
Yeah.
leader card.
Yeah.
But I'm not
No.
entirely sure. I think Construct is
Well-
based on something,
Construct is a golem. Like, that's the idea of
but
it.
I don't
It's
know if
based off
Shadal.
the traditional, like,
Well, no, he's talking about in lore, Dallas,
Oh, in
like
lore,
in the game.
I
like,
don't think it's anything
I
now.
think Construct might be something that Core built, but I don't know if Core built it
Yeah.
out of something. We'll have to find out. Because like we talked about this with Winda. Like Winda is her and Petalfin, and some of the main deck Shadals are like other guys stitched together. Though some of the Shadals are monsters that should have been dead a long ass time ago. Also, looking at you, Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just the corpse that was being.
Well, yeah, but that's what that's what I mean. Like, so there's some but so
I mean, Shadal is, like, the main person. Like, she is the person that has the strings that control the rest of them.
yeah. Also, she's huge.
So, yes.
She's large and in charge. And technically has at least one upgraded form.
Yeah.
Because is it Anoita Lilith? I think it might
Yeah,
also be
no,
Shek.
she's part of Shek and
Yeah, a
Talius.
couple. Though, funnily enough, you do not
These
make them
different
that
combo
way in
modes.
the deck. There are a couple of
Yeah.
other Shadal extra deck monsters that are just construct wearing somebody else's hat.
Also, the name gives away, her Japanese name gives away what she is. Because it's not Construct in Japan, it's El Shadal Nephilim.
Yeah,
Oh, it's half.
but that has religious tones.
Well, I mean,
Game
yes,
for
that-
7-year-olds.
So she's like part.
Let's not
okay.
go too deep in the construct lore. We're literally doing
We'll get
that as
there.
probably
I
next
mean, I
episode.
probably shall probably get to like.
Well, I think we're gonna do
probably
like what we
cover-
did for like our last couple villain archetypes, like Evil Swarm, and just be like, here's a Shadal. Here's what the Shadal is based on.
I think you should also show the fusion arts, but
Well, yes, because we're gonna show the extra deck too.
I meant the fusion spells.
No, I think he.
Nah,
yeah, he
no,
was-
not really.
I don't think
those
there's
are
anything specifically.
one of the Shadal fusion is just a polymerization, and El Shadal I don't also remember being that important.
Well, El Shadal is important in the terms of what it means, but that's different.
Well, yeah, but no, El Shadal fusion I don't think. Yeah, that's I think we technically discussed that before. That's just
It's like
Winda
Winda
hugs
taking
something.
the power of the tree, I think.
yeah, Winda touches a tree, which is a little weird because it's called
No.
Which
it's the
awakens
wild
the
card.
Cleese.
Yeah, I
But-
don't think we need to show any of the fusion arts, personally.
What's the equip one called? Is that Reshadal?
Oh, Nef Shadal we should probably show.
Nef
'cause
Shadal, that's what I'm
important
thinking of.
For,
Because I'm like, I know
for
one of
things.
them.
that's important for lore
Yes,
things.
Nef Shadal is
explaining
something
the
we should bring
Entomology.
up because that's got a lot of things going on in it.
Well, Nefesh is just... yeah,
Nefek.
Nefesh is an important part of explaining what the fuck
Yeah.
Shadals are.
But
So.
Battlemus's effect we haven't gotten to yet
Oh.
because we're trying to wrap up here.
Yeah.
Battlemus's effect is all face-up monsters in the field become dark. You can detach one Xyz material from this card and discard one card, special summon from your extra deck one light Tellarknight Xyz monster. Using this face-up card you control as Xyz material. Also, you can Xyz other monsters the rest of this turn. This is treated as Xyz material, monster attached, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like
This
that's a
effect
bit
can be activated during
overbalanced.
either player's turn if you have 7 or more Tellarknights with different names in your graveyard.
I feel like it's a bit overbalanced. I feel like
I
it doesn't,
mean-
it doesn't need the discard cost.
I disagree with you, and so does history. Considering this card literally made the deck meta relevant again for another half a year.
Yeah, no,
So-
this ranks up into or side ranks because you can. It doesn't say specify a rank number. It's just one light Tellarknight.
So I disbelieve you.
I guess
'Cause
if you
it-
Trevor on your opponent's turn, it's pretty good. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is also true. You can quick effect Trevor.
Yeah, basically, and that's what I was saying. Like, there's no rank specification. Like, obviously, this is supposed to be used. One, this is a big beater. This for being a 2-mat. This one has a spicy stat line, and then also, you can do your side ranking or ranking up. Obviously, into
Yeah.
Consular Diamond being a big one.
Yeah, Constellar Diamond's the bigger one, honestly, because if you read Constellar Diamond's effect,
Which it has been some weeks. We
basically
can read his effect again.
Yeah, it's neither player can send cards from the deck to graveyard, and any card that returns from the graveyard to hand is banished instead. That is what we call a floodgate.
Yeah, that is.
And if you could do it as a quick effect, that means you could just go, oh, hey, you just fucking grass is greenered? No. No,
Goodbye, good
fuck
sir.
your grass.
Your grass is shitty.
Oh, it's
Stop
other
using
way
the water. Your
But
lot sucks.
yeah, also, and then it's got the funny 7 effect. That, I guess, gives you a payoff for all the send to graveyardness, but it's not necessary. It's cool, but you don't need to. Yeah, so, Consular Diamond is a rank 5 light worm. He's got 2700 attack, 2k defense, so he's still even more bigger bungus. Normally requires 3 or more level 5 light monsters, but during your main phase 2, you can Xyz this card by using a Tellarknight Xyz monster you control except Diamond. So already he has an inherent rank up, as we discussed before. While this card has material, neither player can send from deck to graveyard. Any card that returns from the graveyard to hand is banished instead. And then during either player's turn, when a dark monster activates its effect, detach and Xyz, negate and destroy. So
Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, he already has an inherent rank up, but if you do Dark Teller correctly, you can quick effect this guy on your opponent's turn. And again, that is why I think a 2-card cost is okay. Especially because, as we brought up, remember that for Ptolemaeus to do its effect, you need to detach 3. Because that was so good in generic, that was bannable.
Yeah, Dark Tellarknight is very good. And arguably, for the archetype itself, I think it's better than Ptolemaeus.
Yeah.
If we're just talking about archetype cards.
Mhm.
Just because as an effect, you can just go... I summon.
Detach
Like-
and discard, I summon. By the way, you can't send from deck to graveyard. Oh, what's that? You return a card from the graveyard to your hand? It's banished instead.
Yeah, and getting 7 or more Tellarknight monsters with different names to do graveyard is not that hard.
No. as we said, your deck sends to graveyard a lot.
Yeah, there's like 8 foolishes.
All right.
But, yeah.
So, let me see. Let me double check the spells to see if there's anything interesting that actually we should talk about. They
By the way,
They do have
I
a field spell.
apologize.
What's up?
I was muted at the time, so you guys did not hear me. But when Axe made his joke, damn it.
Which one?
He brought up the watering the garden again.
Fuck
Oh,
your lawn.
yeah.
But
So
I think the only important one is Satella Nova.
yeah, because that's the
Is that or
That's-
bridge?
I mean, I don't see any of these decks.
I think
Oh no,
actually
yeah,
Bridge- I think
Skybridge. Skybridge. Yeah, no, Skybridge is
Skybridge.
important.
which is our thumbnail art.
Which is,
Yeah.
I think that's like Vega and
Always
Altair or
I
something.
wanna be with you.
I think
So
that's
they
the
do
bit.
have a field spell. It's very funny.
They do.
I forget
Yeah,
what they
Hex
do.
Teller Knight. It gives you 200 attack and defense for each. Gives your Xyz monsters 200 attack and defense for each Xyz material attached to it. When a Teller Knight
Right.
Xyz you control is targeted for an attack, sell a Teller Knight from your card to your hand to negate. It's weird. It's dumb. You don't need it.
That sounds kind of pointless.
It's very what's the right word for it? Mediocre.
Yeah, it's a very much a win more card. Skybridge is target a Teller Knight you control, special summon one with a different name in your deck, and if you do, shuffle the target into the deck. And it's a quick play, by the way, so you can use it to dodge stuff. While the special monster on the summon this effect is face up, you can't special summon except Teller Knight, so you can only activate once per turn. But it is a quick play, so you can quick play it, switch around, etc. And then where is? Sorry, they did not have a very consistent naming theme with the fucking spell traps.
No, and a lot of them are very bad.
Yeah, there are. So we have Teller Knights, we have Satellar Knight cards, and then we have at least one Teller Knight card, like I said, and then we also have Stellar Nova, because fuck you, says Konami. Stellar
you,
Nova
the
Alpha
searcher.
is their Omni Negate. When a spell trap or monster effect is activated, send a Teller Knight face up. You control the graveyard, negate its activation. If you do destroy that card, then draw.
Sorry.
So it removes some of your minusing. They also have a continuous trap. Dallas brought this up earlier, talking about the Uriah variant of this deck. Stellar Nova Wave. Once per turn during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can special summon a Teller Knight monster from your hand. That's good. Because it gets you effect procs even on your opponent's turn. It's very funny. Teller Knight Genesis is weird. That's also a kick play. Destroy spell traps in the field equal to the number of other Teller Knight cards you control. Again, as a quick play, funny. Not necessary, though. Yeah, I don't think their equip card matters. Though, once again, it does make Rigel literally useless. Wow, yeah, Rigel is shit. Why did they print him?
Yeah, Rigel is literally the worst.
So Teller
card
Knight
they've ever
Alpha
printed.
came out in Duelist Alliance. This is not a good card, but it's better than Rigel. Let me read you this effect. Equip only to a Teller Knight monster you control. It gains 500 attack and defense and is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If you control a face-up monster that is not a Teller Knight monster, destroy this card. So yeah, it just turns your Teller Knights into bigger guys who are towers.
Yeah, I don't know why Ryle just didn't like give your Teller Knight protection for this turn and then pop it, which is like that's fine because then you can just get rid of it later.
But yeah, the big ones I think are the Omni Negate and Skybridge, and probably the Continuous Trap, because it gives you extra summons. It's slow though, but you know it does work on your opponent's battle phase, so you can set some stuff up. And again, they have a useless ass field spell. They have a very dual terminal era field spell, not a very Arc V era field spell.
Oh yeah.
This field spell doesn't let me search a monster, ruin my opponent's day, take their lunch money.
Remember, Satellar
It
Knight was
doesn't-
in the same meta as Cosmo.
Yeah.
Also,
Co-
just to bring it up,
Cosmos
I beg,
Map
yeah, I
doesn't
beg you're saying it doesn't make my deck not brick.
Yes.
Well,
it
to be
does-
fair, your deck doesn't brick anyway.
No, not really.
That
Teller
is the
Knights are
one
very
benefit
robust.
to playing Satellar Knights.
No, it's just you run out of steam really easily.
Yeah, no, that is.
Well, yeah, and that's why we said earlier that Sirius is a good one of, because you can search them and reset, because you might need to
Well,
reset.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot easier to run out of steam with the deck in a limited format, I would think.
Also true. Especially because, like we said, these guys' rarities is everywhere. It's not really a budget deck.
No.
I mean, nowadays it might be a budget deck just because, well, they've only been printed like once or twice. Nobody really...
I mean,
As
I
we
made
said-
it work, but I traded for all of them, so.
Well, I mean,
Hold
I'm
on,
talking
I'm
about in real life with real money.
Sorry,
X.
sorry.
As I mentioned, Konami has not printed new Teller Knight cards since 2016.
I feel like they could have in like 2017 to 2018, and that's kind of it. But yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, this card isn't a budget deck.
Nah.
No, I mean in real life.
Yeah, because
Spoiler, most of the starters are like $10.
Yeah, they've only been printed like once or twice. Also, Konami has not reprinted any of these cards in like 5 years or more.
Ukulha is cheap.
Yeah, because Ukulha was uncommon.
Yeah, that's about it. Like Deneb is $8.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
I mean, hey, Konami, if you wanna give me the same meme curse as Rada, announce Constellar support and reprints. Okay, thanks, bye.
that'd be funny.
I mean, all you have to do, I guess, is just give them some more bridging cards, and I guess.
I mean, I would
protection.
say give them some more payoff for sending to graveyard. Like, give me a card that like activates in grave or floats.
Oh, give
when
them a card
sent.
that you can exceed from
Oh
grave.
no, Omega. Actually, Altair was reprinted once.
Oh yeah, when?
Astral Pack 7.
Ah, yeah. Well, that just shows you how good he was. He got reprinted in Astral Pack. Let's see.
But like,
I'm
yeah,
just
like I
double-checking
feel
these
like they need a
thingies.
card. Honestly, maybe make another Dark Teller Knight, or you do something that lets them exceeds from the grave.
I mean, you could do that on a Dark Teller Knight. There's nothing stopping you from, for instance, being like,
Maybe it's a
you know,
Zephyr
during
monster
your
for
main
some
phase
reason.
2 or whatever, you can also special summon this card by attaching, you know, 2 or more Teller Knight cards from your graveyard as material by targeting 2 or more cards in your graveyard or whatever. However you'd work that, you can make it work.
Cards target make the card target.
Listen, Yu-Gi-Oh is not hard. You can make it work. Yeah, there's no new spoilers for now. We're waiting for some stuff to come out, but I believe we are suggesting because
Hey, I know an archetype that's only 4 cards.
that's
I
not
have
what
to
I was
go in,
asking
like, 2
for, but
minutes.
okay.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, some people have noticed I think it's in Japan's next tournament pack, they're reprinting Insector Picofalena, the Resonance Insect, Beals for some ungodly reason, and Miracle Synchro Fusion. Miracle Synchro Fusion kind of makes sense, but people
Will
are
we get
wondering,
Insector-
like, okay, what?
Will we get Insector support now?
Yeah, somebody's like, okay, is there an insect archetype in Darkwing Blast? Oh god, no, wait, what if it's time for the OCG to finally make OCG first B-Trooper cards?
Ooh, get ready
I
for it
could
to
see-
be broken.
I mean, the B-Troopers have decent cards, so like they can see better payoff.
B-Trooper is one of the most functional insect decks in literal years.
I mean, that's not
It's
saying
just
much,
I
but fair.
don't think
it's
they
not
can
Goki
keep
pull.
up with adventurer bullshit and split tier elements in
I
our
mean,
future.
Battle Wasp is not bad.
A Battle Wasp was not bad, but I don't think it made any waves at the time. And fun fact, you can just
No.
play Battle Wasp B-Troopers.
That's
Yeah, 'cause-
true.
B-Troopers don't have that much extra deck.
B-Troopers just have a handful of Linky boys.
They're good starters. It just
Yeah,
I
no,
think
they're decent.
I think like their end payoff is not the best because I think the link you play before their big payoff is actually better.
What the fuck heck are
Respectively.
they giving me?
What's up, Dallas?
Sorry, I'm playing the Duel Links event, and they debuted the new Fossil archetype in it. But the deck they've given me is like a Drag Down to the Grave Mind Crush deck.
Oh right, yeah, because the
It's
Crocodile Cooks in the
very
game. Yeah, yeah.
weird.
They gave.
That is
What's
weird.
the skill anyway?
I don't know. I don't know that it needs that much of a skill.
No, what is
considering
the skill?
Fossil
Because he
card-
has a skill. Like, don't they all come with a skill?
I haven't unlocked them yet. I'm just doing
Okay.
the pre-made deck, which is basically a
Yeah.
preview of all the Fossil cards. Like
yes,
Skull
Ted, you have
Knight.
unfortunately missed everything.
Let's
Fossil
see. They're
Fusion?
putting Skull Knight, Skull King, Skelegos, Skullbone, The Skull Wagon, Skull Buggy. All
I
of them
think
pretty
that's
much.
all of them. Do you
You wanna
have
end it
access
here, or you wanna do
to
something short?
Fossil Fusion?
Yeah, Fossil Fusion, Miracle Rupture.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's already like 11:30. Dallas says he doesn't have that long to go. We've done this for 2 hours. As we said, Teller Nights is not very long. I think we can just call it here.
Okay.
There's not a lot of other news happening. I mean, I would once again remind you: get subs, get patrons. The funny
I like to
video.
get some
Hey.
chess games in.
If you play a Master Duel, yell at Konami that they should do more events like the Highlander event, because that was fucking funny.
I didn't actually have time to play the Highlander event, but I feel like
It was very funny.
the Highlander
You're playing a functional deck, though, Dallas.
I don't know how much you want to call it functional. I use so many DDD cards and no one has ever heard of them before.
No,
It
but were
was
they bad?
hilarious. I mean, I lost to some weird decks.
I mean, there's
There were
probably
some
some
weird decks in that
I think-
format.
Could you play Highlander Utopia?
No.
Okay.
What decks did I run into? I ran into like people trying to play Zodiac and dying to one interruption. That was funny.
Why do you play Highlander Zodiac? That's so stupid.
Because it goes off from one card, no matter what it is.
Right, because it's small brain.
I can
okay.
see it. It was like Zodiac. Sky
Well, yeah, you only need
Striker
one to start with.
stuff, but the deck just died to any interruption.
Yeah.
The one that was pretty effective was Invoke Shadal branded Predaplant.
Okay, so just fusion dot deck.
Fusion!
So I do have one thing I want to bring up real quick.
Yep.
I posted it in chat earlier. I
Wrong
will
chat.
probably not be available next week. We're gonna be setting up the house next week
You didn't need
for
to.
staging.
You didn't need to. You could say the first sentence and we've been. But okay, man. Fair enough.
Uh,
I mean, he can explain himself.
And then for the next couple weeks after that, I'll be traveling. So it'll depend on where I land and how the Wi-Fi is there.
Well, thanks for keeping us informed.
But I do have some other news on that front though. So I will be starting college admission process, but also be dropping down to part while I do so.
Okay.
While I'm going to college. So yeah, I may have more free time. I'm not sure. It'll depend on how much school I've
Yeah.
got.
Lots of these guys know about that.
So
Yeah, our roster's doing interesting things. Robin also reported to me earlier today that because it's going to be July, he's basically taking extra days off so he doesn't have to go to work because it's hot. So expect to see some back-to-back Robins this month.
don't blame him.
Yeah.
Do not blame him. Anyway, I gotta go.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up the stream with, I'm going to present to you one of our first slides in the 40K. I'm going to shill it really
I'm
hard.
excited for this.
So,
Jesus.
behold, everybody. The 40K Fail Portrayal, Part 1 Aesthetics, Subsection A, Timeline and Thesis. Thesis, in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
I still think I have that speech memorized.
Even in debt.
Yeah, I stole a Russian
Imperial
Badger bit for
justice
this.
will-
Yeah.
Imperial justice accounts for all balance.
I'll be real. The bit is that I would say, like, for one of those memes, that's actually not as true. There's only one dude that exterminated like a motherfucker, and
We
he got
declare the
kicked
death
out.
sentence on Typhon Primaris and consigned
So-
a billion souls.
Is it pretty much confirmed that we would be doing Shadal next week, or
Yeah, unless we pull up something else.
Unless we want to do something
Yeah.
else.
We could always get a wild,
We can always do
slant.
security force.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't think I'd have much. I honestly think I
Magical
don't have
Musketeer.
much to say on Shadal anyway. So
Fair enough.
They're creepy shit.
I will also
Yeah.
say that by
I
that
have a
time
small
next
thesis on that one.
oh, I'm
by
sure.
by this time next week, there will also be a Fail Portrayal poll up on Patreon for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Eventually,
I'll tell
I'll
these guys
get
over the weekend to get stuff.
Maybe you don't. We just let the people that like the people that lost get a chance.
Can I change my vote?
Anyway, I gotta.
Well, I
go.
mean, if you want
I'll,
to, you don't
yeah.
want to keep Fluffle.
Bye.
I think I want to do DDD.
Okay.
What?
I know you were gonna wait to see if you won Fluffle Fright Fair, but you maybe we'll do the DDD instead.
I'll think about it.
You
No, we
got a
could
couple of
we could
days.
do
It's not
Fluffle
it's
Fright
not
Fair.
July yet. The only person who needs a new idea maybe is Loft because he won with Ancient Gears.
Maybe we could also just make the list smaller so people actually start picking different things.
Oh no!
I mean, yeah, but I
know
like
what my
giving them some
next-
flexibility. I like 5-ish. Yeah, Mark says he wants to do FA.
I already know what my next option is.
Okay, so
What is it?
I think we got a good flesh out. Dallas
It's
is
for
gonna think
hire.
about it. Please go watch Furries versus Goth Weebs. It was a weird time. We had fun. Well, these guys had
And
fun.
the
I
winner
didn't have
was-
fun because unfortunately
was
I
one
still
game, though.
bricked like hell.
And the winner was Jesus.
Uh,
That will make more
Dragon
sense
Jesus,
watching
actually.
the
It was
episode.
Dragon Jesus.
But
that will make more
we'll
sense
see you
to the
guys
episode.
next week for more Fail Portrayal. If you feel like this is a little short, you're hankering for more action, go back and watch our Great Ace Attorney playthrough. We made sure to stretch that out a little bit extra, so you can check it out. And
That case ended so weirdly.
I feel like last week everyone was very bitter except for me for some reason. I don't remember.
I got better.
I don't think I was that bitter by the time it ended. I definitely had a lot of moments of like, what the fuck is happening? What's
I
going
just
on
more
right
meant
now?
I
I
was
had a
angry
very
because I
had a
tried
very-
to deflect to avoid hatred, and it
I
worked out.
think
Didn't
my
work out.
big thing was I just was in such a different mood than everyone else that I was just like
You got to play one of
I
your
feel
favorite
like-
decks.
I mean,
feel
I
like
think
it
I
was
brought
just
this up. Everybody was in a weird mood. It was a weird
I,
episode.
I feel like it was that clip show of a bunch of people in the background arguing and me just listening to my Walkman and just going, I'm walking on sunshine.
You were playing
Well, yeah,
Zephyr
you
Johnson, which is
played
his
a
favorite
pet deck and also played it successfully. You did not explode.
True.
But so once again, if you want this PowerPoint, subscribe, support us on Patreon, all that fun stuff. We'll hit that milestone eventually, I'm sure.
Although I will say, similar to Stellar Knight, it's very hard to brick in that deck.
Yeah. So
Although I actually did at one point, which is the weirdest. That hand is still flabbergasting to me.
What hand was it?
I
Wait. Actually, wait. Let's let Megan close the stream.
yes. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We greatly appreciate you showing up and watching the views and stuff. And we'll see you guys next Tim. Spooky,
Bye.
scary.
Bye.
I'm happy
it was
you
the
made
hand
like
where
an
I
actual